right, all right, all right, all right. We live, we live. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This is about to be a powerful one. You already know the young God is in the building. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Introduce yourself, man. Introduce yourself, man.
My name is Dez. I'm from Akron, Ohio. You know, I've been studying the occult. Really since college. It was my freshman year of college, and my teacher asked me, "Why do good things happen to bad people?" And it just kicked off my journey into the spiritual knowledge, really. So.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that's good to know. I didn't know that. That's dope right there, man. Let me go and get this thing shared up a little bit so we can get it popping. And
2019.
Yeah, let's go and get this thing popping, man. Let me share it up a little bit so we can get it going. Zell, what's good? What's good? What's good, little bro? What's happening? What's happening? All right, let me see here. Let me get it going. Get it going. All right. I am divine. Peace, peace, goddess. What's happening?
What's going on?
Coming on in. Come on in. Load it up. Load it up. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Natasha Fawn. What's up, Tosh? What's good? What's good? What's good? Got the young guy with me today. It's about to be a massacre up in here, man. What's up, Tosh? All right, you good? You got it up there? You got it on your phone too? Or you look.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, I know they're on YouTube too.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, go ahead and share it up. Share it up to whomever you choose, brother, and we gonna get it popping. In just a few. Mommy Lane, how you doing, goddess? What's happening? Y'all know what it is. Share it up, like it up, family. Share it up, like it up, so we can get this thing popping, so the right ears can hear this information. Okay, we gonna get it going. All right, we gonna get it going. Birdman hands, yeah. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. All right, let me get this thing shared up real quick, family. And it's on and popping. On and popping. All right, let's see here. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Y'all go ahead and share that link up, family. And we're going to dive on in this thing. This should be a real interesting one. And this should be the first of many going into this 23-24. You understand? So we gonna let these young guys, actually I'm considered an old nigga now. You understand? So these young guys got to come on in and keep this thing going, man. For the community. Because there's not too many of us who is actually on certain levels of thought, supreme levels of thought. And we got to keep this thing going, man. We got to keep this fire lit, for real. Okay, so definitely, family, go ahead and shut that thing up, and we're gonna get this thing going momentarily. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh, it's gonna be a good show, man.
Oh yeah. Cause I know how you get down, bro. I know how you do. Yes, indeed. Once your mind starts to going, it be it. It be over with.
Oh. Yeah.
That be it. Be over with from there. All right.
Tell me about it, man. I was up all last night, man. I was just question after question, just coming to me, man.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hell yeah, man. This should be really, really interesting. Really interesting. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. All right, let's see. All right, Miss Carolyn, how you doing? How you doing? What's going on? I know you mamas out there. You know, y'all gonna start your day off right. You know, y'all gonna start your day off with some power, man. You know, your son's in the building. Okay, for the mamas out there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, family. All right. All right. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me shut this thing up one more time, fam, and we about to get in this thing. Right. Let's see. Let's see real quick. All right. All right, fam. Let's dive on in this thing, man. Get it popping. Get it popping. Y'all know what it is, family. We about to get into this information, okay? And and we gonna bounce around a little bit in my Bobby Hemming voice. Okay, we're gonna bounce around, kick it around a little bit, like the OG used to drop. Okay. Yes, indeed. Nicole, how you doing, guy? This what's happening. All right, so let me go and open this thing up real quick. All right. So y'all know what it is, family. We going in, man. Okay. The occultic spirit world build. We about to dive in this thing. Okay, but as always, family, we're gonna start off um with something to kind of open up your mental. Okay, so let's dive in this thing. Now, this coming from the Ascension Bible, the Ascension Bible, written by Louise Marquez or Marquise. Okay, Aset. We're talking about the goddess Aset. Okay, so somebody took it upon themselves and created some metaphysical information based upon the signs of Isis. You understand? And the information is powerful. The information is powerful. Tramel, what's going on? Johnny, how we doing? How we doing? Y'all know what it is, family. Share it up, like it up. Share it up, like it up. Me and the young guy Dez in the building. Solar cultist. Okay, we about to get this thing popping. Okay, so let's dive in this thing, family. Knowledge is a sacred gem that must be conquered, wielded, and empowered. To access such gnosis is not a right, but a privilege of the evolved. Now, I want y'all to understand something here, right? So when we talk about the word gnosis, gnosis simply means knowledge. OG Mateen was good. Was good. Okay, gnosis only means knowledge. Okay, and understand something here, right? The word gnosis, okay, years ago, about 7 years ago, probably about 8 years ago, I came out with some information, and I said, anytime you see IS or SIS, okay, A lot of the metaphysical words, okay, always slide the goddess Isis name in these words. Okay, so the is, okay, represent the goddess Isis. This is the reason why you damn near cannot write a sentence with the word is if the word is not even in it. You understand? Okay, so this is something that we don't think about dealing with these words. Okay, all right. We speak feminine energy damn near every day by using that small word is. You understand? So it was a reason why, again, back in the day, they created the so-called ISIS hate group. Okay, all right. So you forget that divine mother within yourself. You understand? And that's all of us, because ultimately we are the great androgynous one. Okay, that water at the end of the day, nor masculine nor feminine, just pure light. You understand? ADW, what's up, goddess? Big Logic, what's happening? What's happening? Booyah. What it be like, family? Okay, so think about what I just said here before we dive in. Okay, knowledge is a sacred gem that must be conquered, wielded, and empowered. To access such gnosis is not a right, but a privilege of the evolved. Okay, look at the word evolved here. You understand? We're talking about a select group of people. Like I said before, like I said a couple videos ago, all right, this information is not for everybody. Okay, everybody can't sit on the top of the on the top of the pyramid. Okay, some niggas gonna have to hang around the bottom of that motherfucker. Okay, but only a select few can go to the top. Okay, only a select few. You understand? The top of the pyramid only holds a small few anyway. Okay, like I always tell people, you know, you don't need a lot of people to conquer the world. Okay, you know, like I always say, when people getting on a cruise liner, you know, taking a trip out there on the water, taking a cruise. How many captains is it? One, with 2,000 people following him. Okay, bus driver, one person on a bus with 50 something seats on it. You don't need a lot of people to claim your power. You understand? Okay, we don't need to. Oh, we all gotta come together. No. All we need is a few divine minds to step in place, and we can move forward. That's it, family. Okay, we don't need much. We don't need much. Okay, what you think about this here, Des? You got any thoughts on that?
I got questions.
Okay, what you got? Talk to me. Let's get it popping. More Mystic, what's going on?
Gnosis and Gnostic is pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah, it is. So, the word we get gnosis from the Gnostics. Okay. Based on them having a certain level of knowledge, okay, that kind of went unnoticed for a long time. Okay, so later on, the Gnostics, that became the gnosis of everything. So bring it to the Kabbalah, right? The or the Kabbalah, the gnosis, it said gnosis it'll sit right there, right at the Doth stage, right? The DAATH.
Oh,
okay,
that makes sense.
So it'll say Doth, knowledge, gnosis. Okay, and that's where we are right now in that space, trying to learn what's going on within ourselves. You understand? You know, definitely. So let's keep this thing going, family. Now we're about to get into some information from the Emerald tablets, and then we're kind of giving a basis here. Marcos, what's going on, family? We're kind of giving a basis here, and then we're going to dive in, because I had some stuff come through last night in the dream space. My brother right here, Daz, has some stuff been coming through damn near all week, probably the last couple weeks actually. So we're gonna go crazy with that. All right, so let's keep it going. Okay, now like I said, this coming from the Emerald tablets, hence halls of amenti, if you understand where that comes from. Okay, he who by progress has grown from the darkness lift himself from the night into light, Free is he made of the halls of amenti, free of the flower of light and of life. Now we know the halls of amenti is simply the medulla oblongata, which is we're talking about right beneath the skull, right above the neck. Okay, that sacred part where Jesus dies on the cross, right? The halls of amenti. Okay, all right. Bob, we talked about this years ago. Panic. He dropped some science on that as well. In the halls of amenti. So when they say he by progress grown from the darkness, lift himself from the night into light. Okay, free is he made of the halls of amenti. Now let me throw this in there, family. Let me throw this in there. So we have this thing, okay, that we say, well, you got to balance them off. You got to balance the dark with the light. Well, there's actually no such thing. You go through the dark in order to get to the light. So the darkness is not a destination. Okay, the darkness is a place that you travel through. Okay, so you don't balance the two. All right, I hear many people talk about we have to balance. There is no balance between dark and light. You need the darkness. You need it because that's how you find yourself. That's how you deal with your emotions. That's how you deal with heart trauma, things of that nature, right? So we need the darkness in order to ascend to higher levels within ourselves, right? Anything you want to put on that, Des?
My mind working right now. First, you said gnosis sit in the Dolph.
Yeah.
And essentially, like the Dolph is the amenti, is the meta, So what kind of tripped me up is it says free is he made of the halls of amenti. What does the free is he made? That's kind of tripping me up.
Okay, all right. So free is he made of the halls. Okay, so okay, basically, when we go into the dark, right? Without the dark, we have nothing here, right? We have nothing without the dark. Okay, I'll give you an example, right? The school world would be the halls of amenti. Okay, we go into school, right, to learn, right? Us going in meditation, us going through certain information, certain books or whatever. That's us going into the halls, right? So we are made from the information we research, right? And then we become free from it because we went to work with the information. Okay, all right. So that's how you graduate in a sense. Okay, all right. So give you an example. So we have a lot of graduations going on right now, right? We have a lot of graduations going on, and through these particular graduations, okay, you have these people celebrating the school that they came from, right? They celebrate the school that they came from because that's what made them. Okay, that's what made them. They're not saying that, okay, they're still in it. They are, quote unquote, a better person, educated more due to the fact that they went through this thing and they're made from the halls of amenti. Okay, like yourself, like the last conversation we had for 4 hours. Okay, all right, compared to the first time we talked for like maybe, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, something like that, maybe. Yeah. Like the transformation was insane. Okay, just listening to you do your thing, and I'm like, man, this nigga here on to something. Okay, like this cat going crazy with it. So it's almost as if you are going through that death, that transition period. Okay, both of us in a sense. Okay, because if as long as you putting the questions on myself, you make me think about certain things. Okay, so that's going to help me go higher. Okay, as well as yourself. Even exchange. So hopefully that made sense.
Definitely.
Okay, let's keep going here. Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the master of life. Okay, guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the master. Okay, so what is this saying here, family? What we're talking about at this point Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men, okay, passes from mortals. Like I said, right? When you meditate, okay, when you don't do the books early on, when you learn how to sit before yourself in the quote unquote spirit world, spirit realm, however you want to say that, when you sit before yourself in meditation, you will receive higher levels of knowledge. So when you go back to this information, you understand how to read it. If you watch Percy Jackson, the first Percy Jackson movie with the little white boy, okay, what happens to him on that movie is, okay, he was told that he was dyslexic, right? But one of his teachers knew who he was, so he asked him to read this Greek lettering, and it was really, it was some Greek shit, nobody could read it. But when he looked at it, because he was already this particular divine energy, when he looked at the word in Greek letters, it switched up. Okay, so he thinking he's dyslexic, but the word switched up right there on the wall, and he was able to read it because he was already in a certain level of his divinity. Okay, so that's something that actually happens, family. Okay, the more and more you go in that meditative state, you start reading stuff like the Bible, for example. Okay, you go into a meditative state for years and didn't read the Bible will never be the same. Okay, you're gonna read that shit, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. Okay, you're not gonna see it how the great fussing niggas, how they see it all the time. Oh man, the white man, that fucking book tell a nigga how to be God, man. Straight up, when you understand what it is. Okay, all right. So right here you have guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from mortals. Okay, all right, passes from mortals to the ascended one, or the master of life. Okay, all right. Basically, through this work, we ascend to higher levels of thought. Okay, maybe our physical makeup won't change. You understand? Our physical makeup won't change, but the consciousness within will change the mind, which ultimately will change our vision, and we'll never see the world the same again. Okay, which bring peace to yourself, which brings supreme love to yourself. The world will never be the same. Okay, all right. Questions on that, family? Any thoughts?
This reminds me of like the Trinity. You got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. When it all come together, it just makes sense.
Bingo. Okay, that's perfect. When it all come together, ain't nothing stopping that shit, man. You just gonna become a whole different motherfucker, man. For real, for real. Let's dive in, fam. Let's dive in. There he may dwell as one with the masters, free from the bonds of the darkness of night. So this is basically saying the same thing that we got from the other one. Okay, there he dwell as one. Basically, at this particular point, you become your higher self. Okay, like I said, we're talking about, this is from the Emerald Tablets here, family. Just letting you know, just giving you a higher thought process of the understanding from the Emerald Tablets. The Emerald Tablets are not a physical thing, family. Okay, it's not a physical thing. Okay, we're talking about pure heart here. Okay, all right, the emerald. Okay, the heart chakra. This is what we're discussing. Okay, all right, let's keep going here. Seated within the flower of radiance, sit there. And this is what it's about to get real interesting here. Okay, all right. So this is some of the quote unquote spirit world stuff we're talking about. All right, seated within the flower of radiance sit 7 lords from the space times above us, helping and guiding through infinite wisdom and a pathway through time of the children of men. Okay, so I'm gonna say this one more time. Seated within the flower of radiance sit 7 lords from space times above us, helping and guiding through infinite wisdom and pathway through time of the children of men. Now look, understand this, right? Okay, so when they say children of men, okay, they're talking about the childlike energy within us. Okay, all right, that's what we're discussing with that. All right, so when they say children of men, they're talking about the divine ones. They're talking about that select few people, the people who are listening. You understand? That's who they're talking about here, because in order for that child to be born within yourself, the goddamn this little nigga here, in order for that child to be born, you have to be on a certain frequency. Okay, You got to be on a certain frequency. Now, let's talk about these 7 lords. Okay, because I've been getting some information here, man. That's been crazy. Okay, I've been getting some information here based upon hearing the word us. Okay, so I'll sit down and I'll have my conversations with spirit, and and at one point I would hear well, that's just me. It's me out here, me all the time. But then what ended up happening was I started to hear us. Okay, and I started to hear us after I went through my transformation. Okay, dealing with the heart space. All right, back in coming into 22. Okay, 2022. So things started to shift. And I was trying to figure out what the hell that was. Okay, so when they talk about these particular lords, okay, now ultimately they don't sit above us as in the sky. Okay, we're talking about give you an example. If you saw the Green Lantern, which makes sense, we're talking about the Emerald Tablets, Green Lantern. Okay, that movie is based upon the heart chakra. Okay, that's why everybody wore green. Okay, all the superheroes in there. All right, so so understand this. Okay, there were some gods. Okay, and they sat in a circle and they made decisions upon each other. You understand? Now, understand this. They sat at the highest mountain in this realm. Okay, for you all, for us, the highest mountain is this. Okay, this is the highest mountain. Okay, so these particular gods or infinite beings sit up here, awaiting you to come up, okay, and commune with your different divine selves. Okay, all right. So that's something for us to think about. So these 7, and then when you get into the 7, okay, for years people would say 7 represents God because the letter G is the 7th letter in the alphabet. Also, when you look at the number 7, okay, we're talking about a divine number. Okay, all right. They talk about sometime depending on which breakdown you get. Okay, they'll call it the supreme number of enlightenment. You understand, the 7. Okay, so there's a lot of power in that. Okay, so we are headed to the 7. You understand? So that's where we at with it. Okay, all right. So we on the move here, family. We on the move, and the information we're gonna get into after my little slideshow, the little cute shit. You understand? Okay, we gonna dive in. You understand? You understand? All right.
But go back to that slide real quick for me.
I got you.
All right, so you said that the Dolph is where Isis. You said that's the Isis, right?
Okay, yes.
And I was reading this book called The Science Myth of Melanin by T. Owens Moore.
Okay.
He was talking about the Dolph, which is like the Locus Coeruleus, which is like this, the Dolph, like the black dot.
Yeah.
He said going through that black dot is going beyond space and time.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, come on with it.
So when you say it sits above, if I'm thinking about the Kabbalah tree of life, we are essentially in like Malkuth. So above would be the Dolph. Right. So you say 7 lords and the us is at the top. Wouldn't that be like the 7 chakras?
Okay. You can throw that in there. You can throw that in there. That would make sense. I know there's higher thoughts above what we consider chakras, but on the other hand, okay, I know that had to be created for a reason. You understand, to give us guidance, so to keep us on a certain path. Okay. So yeah, so that could be that for sure. So yeah, I'm with you with that.
So one more question. So you said us sits at the top, right?
Right.
But the Dolph is not the top. It's kind of like in the back of the neck.
Right. It is. So like I said, through the Dolph, Okay, through the doth is when you become born again, right? Okay,
Mm.
that's the science of the baptism. Okay, all right. When you get baptized in church, okay, that comes from you go into the water, right, in order to come out. Okay, that's the doth. When a pastor dunk your ass in that, got you going into the doth in order to be born again. So in a sense, it's still a doth, but you are going through the doth in order to how they say, manifest a new reality. Okay, which the true manifest of a new reality is not a fucking car, family.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It is not yo. Oh man, I manifested me a Lamborghini. Nah, man, we're not talking about that. Okay, we're talking about a new view on life. You won't see the world from the ignorant mind no more. So you get to the seven lords. You make it up there to that particular level of yourself because it's already you. So it's not something that we cannot obtain. Understand that, family. Okay. So we're headed that way. Okay. We wouldn't be doing this work if we wasn't. Okay. All right. We would not be doing this work. Okay. All right. Pathway. There go right there. The pathway through time. Okay. The pathway through time, not of time. They said through time basically is past time, is above time, because we know time doesn't exist past this quote unquote so-called physical realm anyway. And that's something I'm gonna get into
Yeah.
that come through. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
question for you about that. The one thing that kind of got me confused is
Uh-huh.
I was reading how the doth is the backside of the tree of life, and the tree comes from the doth. So why would we go back to light if light came from darkness? Why not stay in the darkness
Well, okay,
or the nothingness?
so I'll put it like this, right? Look at the baby, right? The baby can't stay in the womb forever. Okay, us in the womb would be considered doth. Okay, would be considered that place where we are cultivated, right? Because we're talking about doth, knowledge, gnosis, right? So we cultivate ourselves, our divine selves within that doth. So that's the same thing as if we were in the womb, and we can't stay there no longer than 9 months. Okay, if you go past 9 months, motherfucker trying to cut you open. Okay, trying to cut mama open to get us out of there. Okay, so we have to be born. Okay, it doesn't stop. The darkness only like I said, the darkness only cultivate the energy of what's going on. Okay, and we move on. Okay, we have to be born in order for us to ascend. Okay, to higher levels of ourselves. So what happened was early on, um, a lot of people got stuck on something that Bobby said years ago, the whole dark thing, and we took a liking to that shit. So we don't want to go past it because we thinking the darkness is the real thing, based upon we thinking that the energy, okay, the real shit is the darkness, and the fake shit is the light. Because you got people who actually don't tap in. They just take stuff as is. I know one brother, man, all he say is dark. I'm the dark winged duck face ass nigga. Like, that's all he talk about. Okay, that's all he talk about. But Bobby put that out years ago. Okay, in order for us to switch, not stay there. And what happened was we made the dark our religion. We made the dark our religion, and we got stuck. Okay, but the information, okay, as far as the information goes, it don't say we get stuck in there. Like I said, even right here through the Emerald Tablets, okay, it is pure light. It is pure light.
Yeah.
Yeah, So us going through that, it's kind of like when I talked about Venom. Okay, when I talked about Venom, how Venom is so oily black to where that nigga shines bright as hell. Okay, all right, but Venom still had to go through his particular change in order to find his divinity. That's why in the beginning of that movie, Venom, in the movie Venom, he was just wild, crazy. Okay, but later on in the movie, he became cultivated because he found that light. Okay,
Hey, I gotta sorry to stop you,
now
but
go do your thing. Do your thing. Go ahead.
wouldn't that be like getting colonized? Like, for example, when I come in to the brain, I'm experiencing light. But from the Gnostic point of view, at least from my understanding, this light is a false light. And this is why Apep went to war with the god Ra. So when this light be something to transcend and go beyond, which is the dark, it don't be reincarnated, because opening up Pandora's box is to be born and over. So when we talk about the Lilith energy, she would kill the child in childbirth because she didn't believe in reincarnation coming to this world.
Right.
So
Go ahead.
So you say that the darkness is the real light. So wouldn't this be like the false light that will colonize your mind by repetition of agreeing to this physical world that doesn't exist?
Okay. So let's say this, right? The same thing I talked about a little bit earlier, where what happened was when we got into that Gnostic information, we truly didn't understand how to read it. Okay, so we took it literal. So because we took it literal, we took it as, okay, this is all dark information. Okay, right now you even got Panic talking about we're supposed to go through the dark to get to the light. Okay, all right. There's for us to get stuck in the dark, okay, means that we're not elevating. For us to stop anywhere, okay, even like I think you mentioned something just now about going beyond the light, because ultimately, okay, we're trying to get to the great nothingness anyway. Okay, all right, which is the all of the all, right? So that's the whole thing. When we're dealing with this, okay, when we're dealing with this, like we take the Gnostic information and hold on to it, okay, and we go deep into what the like you said, limited information, and we hold on to that, man, you know, and not understanding that stuff is not supposed to be taken literal at all. Okay, we're supposed to go past stuff. So when we talk about, I think you brought up just now, or you did bring up about getting caught in this realm, right? Caught on a spin wheel. Okay, now that information, okay, again, like I said, we took it literally. There's no way you can get caught in a game that has to be played out. Give you an example. So have you ever played like a Call of Duty or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you died in Call of Duty before?
Yep.
Did you not respawn?
Yep.
Okay. That's what this shit is really going on here. All right. There's no such thing as never coming back. Okay. All right. You respawn every time you die in order to finish the game, right?
Yeah.
That's what this thing is. So that information, okay, was put out at a certain time for a certain level of understanding. Okay, but right now today we are transcending that particular level of knowledge. Okay, there's no such thing as not coming back. Okay, for us to be on the not coming back, that would insinuate we are separate beings completely, when in fact there's only one entity. Okay, there's only one in many, you know, different shapes, forms, but it's all one. Okay, I was told about 3 years ago. Okay, they showed me a centipede. Okay, the little bug, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That motherfucker got hundreds of legs. Okay, now even though the legs appear separate, it's only one bug. Okay, so a lot of the information was put out at a certain point in time for a certain level of people. Okay, just like the whole slavery information. Okay, that was put out at a certain time. Okay, now we have to transcend that information. Okay, the objective is to not stay put. But what happened was, we think once we get it, that's just the final piece of the puzzle, and it's not. Okay, this is the reason why, okay, Bobby, okay, in communication with Panic said, when Panic trying to bring him all this information, Bobby like, fuck all that shit. It's shit about love. Okay, so you transcend this information, man. You know, the whole reincarnation thing is not even real. Okay, and people will see that the more and more they go in meditation and sit before themselves, and that right there is when we get caught up dealing heavily in books only, okay, and not actually challenging the material. Okay, so it's not the fact that the material is so-called wrong. It's just the fact that we don't challenge it. We're supposed to challenge everything. Just like you asking me 1,001 questions. You're supposed to. Okay, all right. If that's not the case, then what the fuck we doing this for?
So let me challenge you then.
Okay.
So you said like Call of Duty, when you die, you spawn back.
Right.
You have to finish the game, right?
Right.
But the game is in time.
Okay.
So the game is in time, and we're supposed to transcend space and time.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to transcend and not come back.
Okay, so the basis of video games comes from this particular reality, right? So I put it like this: it's not that deep. Okay, sometimes we get caught up on looking at stuff extremely deep, man. The metaphysical principles of the divinity of the, you know, on that brother. No, I ain't gonna say the brother name, but we look at things in depth, okay, and sometimes it's not even that deep. Okay, it's simply a video game. Okay, it's just that simple, you know, and we're just here responding in order to find the missing link. Okay, I put it like this, right? This is what I was having a conversation last night with the little bro Isaiah. I think he's still on here. Mad Titan, what's going on, man? Ayo, what's happening? So what we were discussing was, he asked me a question and he said, so do you think? I'm trying to see how he said it. He said, do you think this is all for nothing? I think it was a question like that. Okay, and then I responded by saying, well, if that's the case, okay, the world wouldn't be set up like it is. Okay, give an example. So everything that we do is based upon a beginning, a learning, and then a celebration in the end. So what do I mean by that? Right? What do I mean by that? So when we go to school, right, we're not going to school to stay put. Okay, we're going to school to learn and to graduate. Right? When somebody plays football, okay, get into the NFL world, right? You're going in there as a rookie, right? But the true prize, you're trying to get to the Super Bowl. So life is based upon that through everything. Everything has that basis. Okay, but it had to start spiritual first. Okay, in order for us to have the idea of being an infant, okay, a teenager, an adult, in order for that transition to happen, it have to be something happening physically, I mean spiritually. Okay, so where am I going with that? I'm talking about how this particular entity, okay, our true self, okay, when it started this whole thing, okay, it started this whole thing to increase itself, to bring itself to a whole other level of thought. Okay, so that particular thinking created this physical realm, so-called physical, okay, created this physical realm in order for this thing to keep going. Okay, this thing is on an incline, not a decline. Okay, and a lot of times these philosophers, okay, they've been read about 100 or so books. No, I'm lying. Because I know Phil Valentine said he read about 3,000 books. So when you getting all these opinions from all these different people, okay, it start to put us in certain places, overthinking sometimes. When in fact, if we are supposed to ascend to a childlike spirit, then a child don't even know what 1 + 1 is. Okay, so basically, what I'm saying is, we don't have to overthink a lot of this stuff here. Just let it play out. and let it do what it do.
So that leads to this. Then, if we supposed to become like childlike, right?
Okay.
Baby brain, they just pretty much don't know nothing that we know in our human mind, right? Would you agree?
Okay. Yeah. Somewhat.
So like human thinking, like they don't know. Oh, I pick up a phone, I call somebody. You know, so
Right.
we talking about mythology. I'm not taking it literal, but now I'm starting to see mythology from another perspective that I never heard people really talking about. Where we talking about the Necronomicon, right? And
Right.
they had this spell put on them. And the spell for me, how I interpret it is just the brain. So the brain is we living out a series of events that never happened. This pencil doesn't even exist. And we're learning and picking up all these books and we're doing, but essentially we're living out a series of events that never happened. So one of the whole point is to transcend the brain and go beyond the brain, which is the dark, beyond the other world. So wouldn't it be as simple as to let go of everything?
Hey, so religion has its its moments, right?
Yeah.
So in church they always say, and this comes from some of the ancient information, like you just said. They say let go and let God, right? So that's what you're saying.
Like
Okay.
let go of everything. Like this is who I am. We need to do this. God, we're here because of this reason. But to just let go of thought itself, because essentially thought is like Bruce Lee. It's like a finger that's pointing to the moon, but the finger is not the moon. So we can't use thought to transcend. We gotta kind of just let go of it all. You feel me?
So then my question would be, why are you even here? Okay. Did you come here to let everything go, or did you come here to do work?
So that's the question. I can't find that answer in no book. I can't even, if you told me we're here because of that, I would have to believe that, and I'm no different than a Christian.
Right.
So why am I here? What if I find a reason that don't nobody agree with?
Right. And well, I put it like this, right? If you find that reason, okay, or whatever that reason shall be for yourself, then that will be for you until otherwise. Okay. All right. Nobody can tell you wrong on something that you agree with yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now, like I said, right. So if that's the case, if what we're talking about is that, okay, why are you even here if that's the case? So we came here for a reason, right? So like I say, you wouldn't have woke up. I'll put it like that, right? So so you have certain athletes, right? You have certain athletes who join. You got certain athletes who join sports and things of that nature, right? They join because they have something in them, right? They have a certain quote unquote gift, like they say, right? So if that's the case, okay, if that's the case, they're getting into this stuff for a reason. So you wasn't woke 10 years ago, right or wrong?
Nah, wasn't.
Okay, so my question would be, okay, if it's nothing, why wake up then?
I don't feel woke now though, because I still don't know.
But that's good. That means you are woke. Okay.
I really don't know. Like,
right. Look, check this out. So I heard a quote some years back. The man who don't know knows everything. Okay. All right. So where you are, you're at a perfect place on your walk. Okay. Yeah. And it may take a minute for you to understand that, but the man who don't know anything knows everything. Okay. All right. And that's how you're able to keep ascending. You get into a different Chinese mythology, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. They're going to start mentioning stuff like that. Okay. All right. So where you are is where you're supposed to be, which is awesome, because you'll never get somebody that will admit certain levels within yourself. This is why I always show the people, when I'm putting out information, I always show the people my steps and where I came from and how I don't believe information I put out years ago.
I don't.
Okay, and it's not the fact that I don't believe the information. It's just the fact that, okay, all right, there's grades, right? Second grade, third grade. Not that I don't believe in the second grade, because somebody got to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's just the fact that I kept going. And as long as I keep going, okay, I'm gonna always look back at things like, damn, I used to believe that at one time. Damn, I used to go through that. So where you are in the great I don't know, because it is great, okay, that means you can keep ascending. That means because you don't know, that's the why. And that's what makes children divine, is the why.
It drive me. So you said something powerful. You said, so an athlete come here with gifts, and they go play basketball, right?
Okay.
So I personally becoming like these downloads become where I don't feel like I was born into this world. I feel like I was inserted. So if
that's good, I like that. Inserted, I like that.
So if I was inserted into LeBron James' body, then I would have memory of how to play basketball. So what is memory? Because say for example, I'll wake up this morning and I'm groggy because I just came from a world that has nothing to do with this. So I remember this is my name, this is my
It actually do. But go ahead, I'm listening.
So I am inserted into the memories of Desmond. And
right.
Desmond remembers who Desmond is, so then that creates the future. So I'm creating time by my memory. So wouldn't that be an illusion too?
Okay, so it is more than one answer to that. Okay, and that's the thing too when you start sitting before yourself in meditation. That's why meditation is so important. That's why looking for answers on the so-called physical level won't get you to a certain place.
Never get me there.
Okay, all right. So when you start sitting down, imagine yourself sitting in front of yourself. Imagine yourself create something. Okay. Like my little bro, like we talked about, right? Naruto, right? so go in meditation and ask those questions. Okay, all right. But when you ask those questions, okay, how you ask these questions in yes or no answers. Okay, basically, is the sky blue? Yes. Okay, do dogs have 4 legs? Yes, that type of thing. Okay, answer the questions so you can get a more defined answer from your true self, because the way spirit communicates, they don't all the time give you a whole paragraph of information. They give you bits and pieces. Okay, because they give you too much. Okay, just like a computer, it'll be an overload, and there's a lot of information many of us aren't ready for. Okay,
yeah.
So but the beauty of where your mind is the I don't know. That's amazing, because so many people get caught up in the I know everything, I know this, I know that, I'm the master teacher. There's no such fucking thing as a master teacher. Okay, all right. We are here to go through ups and downs, left, right, up, down, north, west, south, all this old shit.
But who said that? Like, who made that? Who
said
that?
Again, like I said, right? Through your meditation practice. Okay? Through your meditation practice, you'll see that. Okay? And like I say, right? The more you ascend, the more you see yourself. Okay? That's when you can be able to read that information. That's when you can be able to read the Egyptian Book of the Dead and the words afloat off the fucking page. You'd be like, I ain't never saw this shit like this before. This is why some of us, we understand who we are as God. Okay, all right, or the supreme being, or the all, like my big bro said. Okay, when you start doing that, when you start really tapping into that world, okay, everything, you start to get these small answers, and it start to bring a level of peace that many people haven't seen, that people will have to die to see.
Yeah.
Meditation is key. If people not meditating, then that's what holds a lot of us back. That's what drive. I'll put it like this, right? And like I said, this not no hate thing. You understand? But I'm just saying the facts. The facts are, okay, white folk end up killing themselves, Okay, because it is an information overload. Okay, they'll get into the damn Gnostics, and they'll get into the Necronomicons and think these guys are about to come eat them and eat their children, and they go live in a bunker, okay, under a river. You understand? And they'll lose their fucking mind, okay, over the fact that they don't know how to comprehend this information.
They look like monsters to them. It look too scary, you know.
It looks scary, and because they're still curious about the information. Okay, give an example. Okay, I'm being shown William Cooper, aka Bill Cooper. Okay, when Bill Cooper was shown all this information, okay, it took him to a whole place of insanity in a sense. Okay, the guy who wrote Behold the Pale Horse. Okay, or what he was, exposing the government and all of this. Okay, but before he was shot and killed. Okay, because he was, okay, he was going insane with this shit, because that's what it'll do when you don't have that divinity within yourself to tap in. Understand this, right? We talk anime, right?
All day.
Okay. So through anime, do they not meditate?
They do.
Okay. They don't spend a lot of time in the so-called physical. In order for them to get their power, okay, in order for Naruto to turn into that damn fox, he got to go in. Yeah. See, that's the secret of all secrets. You got to go inside. So all the questions you asking me, right? In order for you to truly understand what I'm saying, you have to see it for yourself. Okay, I can tell you 1,000 different words, 1,000 different. At the end of the day, okay, this is your journey.
It don't matter. Yeah,
it doesn't even fucking matter, right?
So when we talk about
that's what's beautiful about it, though. That's what's beautiful about it. Go ahead, I'm listening.
So if it's my journey, so I have seen this what sparked my journey of. I mean, this might sound gruesome, but I might just be honest about my journey. Ever since I was 7, I wanted to commit suicide. Ever since I was 7 years old. And I never wanted to be in a body. Like, I seen no point of pissing and eating.
Man, that's not gruesome, man. I was saying that shit for years, man.
Even for me, so I heard this quote by Ram Dass. You know who he is, Ram Dass?
Yeah, that's one of them Indian cats, huh?
Oh, something like that. And he was quoting like the mystical arts. He was like, those who find a way in the morning can gladly die in the evening. And then I heard Charles Manson say something like that caught my interest. He said, death is peace from madness of this world and paradise in my own self.
So, okay, then now stop right there. Okay, now let me tell you what I heard when you read that. Again, right? This is years and years of meditating, right? Years and years of going in, sitting before beings, ultimately myself, okay, and getting a metaphysical, a much higher viewpoint of this stuff. So what's that first quote you read?
It said, those who find a way in the morning can gladly die in the evening.
Okay, so what I heard just now was, when you find that light inside, the death happens in the dark. Okay, it's not about leaving this place. See, and that's the whole thing, right? And this is what I was confused about. Listen, like I say, I always tell people, go look at my information. I wanted to die every day. I was in depression for 5 years.
That's my question I got for you too, bro.
Okay, I was in depression for years, but I know how to show face and make us look good and all of this. But I was in depression, man. Okay, dealing with this shit, because I'm thinking it was about dying out of this realm, and it was dying within myself. Okay, because like I said before, right, you cannot tell a child that this place is not beautiful. Why? Because they see it from the God mind. They don't see it from a human. Okay, the humans see, oh, look what's going on in Ukraine. Look what happened to this. Oh, the cops shot this one. Man, they don't give a fuck about that shit. Okay, they're about to go watch Toy Story, nigga. They're about to go watch Blue's Clues and all this other shit. They don't care about that shit. Okay, so they have the divine eye. Okay, all right. We have been shut down to look at things from a human perspective. Okay, so death to them would be the ascension within the self. Okay, anything that has to do with death in the knowledge has nothing to do with a physical transformation as far as you dying and niggas having your funeral and singing swing low, sweet chariot, singing all this type of sad ass shit. Nah, this thing is about an ascension within your own mind. Okay, so both of those passages that you just read say the same thing. Okay, understand the word death, right? Hold on, let me see if I got it. Let me see if I still have it in here. Hold on, let me pull this up. Let's see, let me see if I still got this shit. Let me see if I still got it in here. Because I got a whole breakdown of what the word death, and again, right, these words, understand the words from a higher understanding, from a higher thought form. Okay, we start getting into these words. Let me see here. Let me see. I think it was this one here. Okay, all right. So let me pull this up right quick. Let me see when this was made. Okay. All right, give me 1 sec. Let me see here. Somebody wants you to see here, for everybody to see. because like I said, right, these words aren't just what they are, what they seem. Okay. These words carry numbers. These words carry different breakdowns, etymology, things of that nature, right? So we have to look beyond certain terms. Let me see here. Let me see if this is it. See if this is it. Y'all having a whole convo out there, shedding layers of the self. Y'all going in. Y'all going in out here. Yes, indeed. I ain't looking at all them goddamn. Y'all going crazy. Yes, indeed. That's always a beautiful thing, man. It's always a beautiful thing.
I was gonna ask you about death too.
What's that?
Gonna ask because death for me don't happen because I've had a near death experience, and death for me don't happen from the outside in. Death happens from the inside out.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Bingo.
But it's just I feel like it's everything in me that we're not supposed to be here.
You know, and again, where you are, you know, that's hey, I no one else can tell you you're wrong.
Like, what if that was a school? Like, what if all this was only just distraction?
I know what I could do.
Huh?
I know what I could do. Hold on, because I was looking for this particular thing right here. Let me see. All right, let me pull this up real quick. Let me pull this one up so we can check this thing out. Yeah. See, this is powerful, man. You know.
9 times out of 10, I said he died. I ended up doing it. Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald. Man, I'm not talking about the list goes on and on and on. All these people, man. Okay, I'm shit crazy.
All right. Let's see right here.
Of yourself.
Okay. Let me go ahead and share this real quick. Put my own shit up here. All right. want to show you something right quick. Okay, getting into that word, right? Getting into, let me see here.
Okay, all right, this is God. No different than, you know, in a sense, is no different than lines on the street. Okay, when you're driving your car. Okay, all right, lines on the street. Do you need those lines that separate certain things? Do you need those lines? Whatever it was like saying. You know how to build levels. You need. Let's see what the numbers say about it.
Okay, there we go. Right
all
here.
Right, let's see here. Let's see what the numbers say about it.
Death process.
Let's go. Let's start with the word death, right? All right. Now we're gonna get to this numerology. Okay. All right. Now you see how you correlate the numbers or the letters to numbers. Okay. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, family? All right. Hold on. Let me. Let's see here. So long as you know how these things are put together, so you can use this particular chart or one like it, okay, for any word that you want to understand about, okay, or tap into. All right, because words, they have more than just a definition. Okay, all right. The letters have their own saying. All right, you know, like words are so crazy. All right, it's fucking insane. Let's go. Let's get into the word death right here, family. Okay, as you can see how I broke this thing down. All right. Can y'all see that? Give me some hundreds in the comments. Give me some hundreds or some thumbs. Give me some hundreds or some thumbs. Y'all see how I broke that down? Talk to me. Come and talk to me. I really wanna, yeah. Better stop singing before they find some kind of way to stop this thing, right? Okay, which for
yeah, so you can see what that is, right? The breakdown of the number of the words death. Every word has its own numerical breakdown. Okay, and once you break it down, you can understand what these things truly mean. Okay, all right, you can understand what they truly mean. The word death don't actually mean dying. Okay, and these are the things we don't understand because we don't look further into the information, right? Okay, so let me keep playing this real quick. Let me fast forward a little bit.
Here we go. Now, let me say this. Great spiritual awakening. Understanding, meaning. A sign, number 11, meaning. It's 11, family. Let's find out.
All right. So the word death came up to number 11, right? So now look at the breakdown of what it comes up to. A sign of a great spiritual awakening. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny how the word death actually means great spiritual awakening? It has nothing to do with a casket. It has nothing to do with really a casket. It got everything to do with something that's going on with yourself. Okay, and these are the things we don't understand because a lot of times we don't dive deeper into this stuff. The numerology will line up a whole lot of shit, more than we could ever know. Okay, all right, more than we could ever know. So I just wanted to give you that real quick. Let me get this off here. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of that, just to kind of give you an understanding that death don't mean dying. Death don't mean nigga just got shot. Death don't mean nigga got the head blown off. That doesn't mean that. Okay, even when you look up the word dead, when you do the numerology on that, okay, all right, I think come up to the number 9, which is a form of completion. Okay, all right, going back into the one which is new beginning. Okay, so these things play out differently when we look at them. Look like you got a question. Go ahead on. What you got for me?
Okay, so death. You said death is the awakening, spiritual awakening, and necro means dead. So when we go into the Necronomicon, we're talking about the Black Book. You know, this is the dark hole that was on the Scarlet Witch. You know, this is for me. It's playing out a story. So when we say death, I feel like death is only like taking off a tight shoe. It's taking off the body, taking off the brain, going beyond the wall of sleep. You know, so when we talk about dreams, I have been to these doorways to go beyond the wall of sleep. I've been through it one time, and it's like death. I feel like is an awakening out of this. I feel like this is a prison, a school or a prison to transcend out of. So
yeah, and that's cool. Like I say, years ago I thought the same thing, and like I say, it's okay because for the simple fact that at some point you have to see it for yourself.
That's the question I have for you. Oh my God! So you said that you was thinking that same thing about death, and you always wanted to die and transcend out of this, and your body started to shut down, right?
Well, what ended up happening was my body didn't really shut down. I went through I had to be awakened. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, I had to be awakened. I had to be given a higher thought process. Okay, so when I went through my hospital situation, I was like damn it 90% spiritual, 90% spiritual, probably 10% physical. Okay, but I had to get to a certain balance within myself, and through the hospital, that's when I was able to sit down. Okay, when I was in the hospital, they sat my ass down, and now I was like, okay, pay attention to what we gonna tell you. Motherfuckers start walking through walls, all type of shit. I'm laying down in the bed, motherfucker rubbing on my head while I'm asleep, all type of shit. So I'm seeing this shit differently at this point. I'm like, well, damn, what's going on here? But that was a little past, okay, where I had already kind of transformed a little bit, okay. But but I had to learn how to see things from this particular standpoint. Okay, like I said, because we take things literal, okay, that becomes our number one objective is to get out of here, but not even knowing that you can get out of your own mind. You can get out of. Many people believe their mind is just what it is. Many people believe that there's no such thing as learned behaviors. Okay, and learned behaviors, it comes from everything, right? Your son or your daughter, they start moving how you move. They watch everything you do, they become that. So all this stuff is learned behaviors. Okay, a lot of people, well, that's just how I am. That's just how I am. Nah, you watch somebody do that shit, and it, like when you get these children, they be 5, 6 years old. Sometimes they be angry and all that, and all this type of shit. Well, because they saw daddy or they saw mama always fussing on the phone, okay, or cut somebody off in traffic, snapping every fucking day. So that's how that shit happened, the learned behavior. So what happens is with us, we think our mind is only one level. Okay, we're not understanding that the mind has many dimensions. Okay, and you die through these dimensions. Okay, like I say, right? I can say that over and over, but this is something you're gonna have to experience.
Okay, so you said that once you start having these thoughts of fuck this world, and you went to the hospital. Why go to the hospital if death is what you wanted? If death is the transition that you always wanted, when it finally happened, you went to the hospital. Why not embrace the pain and go through the transition?
Okay. So this is the thing, right? Mm-hmm. My mind already transcended before I went to the hospital. I knew it wasn't a death it wasn't a physical death. Okay, I already had that mindset. It changed, it switched. Because again, right, through the ups and downs, through me in constant meditation, I stopped taking things literal. Okay, so that's the only reason why you even seeing it how you seeing it now, because at some point, the information you have read, you are taking it literal. Just like what you just read from Manson. You don't know Manson meant death for real. You have no clue of that. Right or wrong?
That's not how I read it. Like, I read it, and then how I interpret it is me, you know, and how
in yourself, correct.
Yeah.
Yourself. But how you know Manson meant, because Manson was on metaphysical information. Okay.
So, if everything happens for a reason, and this is my projection that came across my space and time in that moment for a reason. So I don't care how you meant it. It came across my path for a reason with this mindset that I have now. So this mindset that I have now, I am projecting it on a quote. And
on how you see it.
Yeah.
Right? On how you again, right? Okay, so give you an example. So in church, right?
Yeah.
When people read Psalms 82 and 6, okay? When people read Psalms 82 and 6, it says, I have said, ye are gods.
That's crazy, bro. It's right here. It's already up.
Damn. Okay, well, hey, well, look, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so we're talking about something, or the energy is transferring itself, so you know that has to be a real thing. Okay, so everything is not, it don't exist. To a certain degree, for that to even happen, then it has to have some kind of divine connection, right? So Psalms 82 and 6, right? So in church, when people read that, they say, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Yeah. Right?
Okay, so this is the thing. Because our religious folk, because of the way they view it, okay, they miss the whole part of I have said you are gods and go right to you are children of God. They missed the whole point. So for years, me coming up, I never heard that where you are gods, okay, because that part, if it's read, they don't take that. They only go to the second part of that verse. So, but this is the thing, okay? When I was able to come out of Christianity, out of religion, and years later, when I read that for myself, I was like, oh shit, that shit say I'm God. Okay, and I am my father. Like, what the fuck?
But what's the next verse?
This shit is crazy. But what I'm showing you is, okay, you just made the comment and you said it's not about what Manson said, it's about how you see it. So I'm giving you levels on how you see this stuff. When I was in religion, I only saw I'm a child of God. But when I went further into consciousness and left a lot of that stuff alone, I saw the whole thing. So what I'm giving you is based upon the levels of consciousness, I'm able to see something on a much higher scale. So the way you see what Manson said today is not how you will probably see it tomorrow based upon your mind. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you may see it today as what it is. And that's how I see it today. That don't mean you're going to see it like that tomorrow. Okay. Because how I listen to it. Okay. Because I know Manson has a background in metaphysics. Okay. All right. He hung around niggas. You understand? Okay. He dealt with these kind of people. Okay. Who was on that type of science. That's why they called him crazy. Because he hung around niggas all the time. Okay. It wasn't just his physical activities. Okay. It was some shit that he actually knew about. Okay. All right. So he had a certain understanding. Okay. So that's how I'm able to take what he said on a much higher scale. As you read it a little earlier,
But you just read, okay, so you said Psalm 82 verse 6, it says, I have said ye are gods and all you are children of the Most High. Right. But the next verse said, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes.
Right. So tell me your interpretation. So tell me your interpretation.
In my mind, it's saying that if I'm a child of God, that means I'm God. You know, if a dog have a puppy, that puppy is a dog. It's gonna grow to be a dog.
That's
So
a
I'm
fact.
a God. So, but you should die like a man. And for me, it means that I'm a God inside of this body, but I should die in this body to become like God, or to raise myself up to that God understanding. So when do we die? Like, can I force my hand to do it today, or do I have to wait until natural causes? You know?
Again, right? Again, as long as you look at it as actually leaving this place, you're gonna always have that question. Okay, and like I said, meditation is key. Meditation is how you change your view on that whole thing.
Okay.
When that particular thing says, you know, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, but you shall die like any men. Okay, so basically, without understanding who you are as God, okay, without understanding who you are as God, okay, or having that divinity within yourself, you will die like a mortal. Okay, all right, you don't have exactly this shit that happened a couple years back. What was the name of it? COVID, right? This whole COVID thing. So when COVID happened, everybody who I was able to get in contact with spiritually, everybody who died, none of them, not even one, and I talked to about 15 people who I knew who transitioned. None of them knew they were God. But every motherfucker I know who knew a higher understanding of who they were as God, them niggas still here. Yeah. Okay? Because it wasn't about a physical death. It was a spiritual one. It was never about that. Okay, and like I said, you know, until you realize it's not about a physical death, it's a spiritual one, that's when you'll be able to see it. The Gnostics got your mind right now.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't, when I see the physical world, I'm not looking out there because that's where I get lost. I'm seeing it from, I don't see with my eyes, I see with my brain. I don't hear with my ears, I hear with my brain. Everything is the brain. The brain is placed, the outer brain is placed on the midbrain. And we are projecting a world that don't exist. So the higher self is the midbrain. The midbrain is where the Dolph is at, the black dot, the medulla oblongata is underneath the outer brain. And the outer brain has these 12 nerve tracks, which is the 12 zodiacs or the 12 disciples. Right. So we're supposed to discipline how we see the world, which is broaden your perspective. Right. Perspective, that's where my power is at. Because now I'm seeing, oh, this really is not real. This is space and time. It doesn't exist. So you say go through the darkness. Essentially, without that sun in the sky, space is dark. This is dark matter. This is really dark. So are we going through dark right now?
Well, I'll put it like this, right? Like I say, you're saying from where you are today, right? Okay, where you are today. Understand, you're saying where you are today. Okay, for years I would always say my left hand know a whole bunch of shit, my right hand don't know nothing. Okay, so how you are today, you don't base this journey on what you know today. Okay, it is what you don't know tomorrow. That's how you base this journey.
Hold on, but tomorrow don't exist because all the
look, I put it like this, right? So I went through that. I went through the dark city thing. Okay, to where tomorrow don't exist. Do yesterday even exist? Again, right? Okay. I don't deal with physical answers. I go within myself, right? So when you see that little word two, okay, if you write in a sentence and you put two in there, okay, that means you're going to something, right? That means there's something moving forward, okay? All right, so the word tomorrow, okay, all right, implies that there is a tomorrow. But this is the thing, they got levels to that, okay? So the only thing that ultimately exists is the now, okay? But when we're trying to understand the information, just like chakras, okay, ultimately they don't have, ain't no goddamn circles floating around nowhere, okay, when you start looking inside yourself. but you still use those principles to understand or to give you guidance, okay, as you travel up the yellow brick road, which is your spine. Okay, so this is the same thing. Ultimately, the only thing that exists is now. Okay, it's present.
Ever.
It's present, me and you, right? But then, what I learned through meditation, through going within myself, right? Through going within myself, was everything can coexist. Okay, right now, you have Muslim people, Christian people, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? You got fucking religious people who fucking snake handlers. Okay, these motherfuckers praise Jesus with snakes. All right, shit is crazy. Okay, and then you have us going into where we are. Okay, you got the nigger level. Okay, which I call the Umar Johnson level. The black man, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. So you got that level. And then you have cats who go further, the vegan level, it goes further and further and higher and higher. Okay, so all of this stuff can coexist. Okay, so when we start getting into this information, okay, tomorrow can still coexist with the right now. Okay, I know that may sound a little crazy because it sounds crazy to me when I was told this shit. That is all happening for a reason. Okay, all right, like do we need books? No. Okay, we could exist without a book. You don't need a book to go take a shit. Okay, all right, but okay, we don't mind cracking one open and looking at some stuff. You understand? So everything can coexist. Okay, there's levels to the thought, and that's the way the spirit exists. That's the way they think. Our true selves, those 7 lords, that's the way they think. They move on different levels of consciousness. Okay, the tomorrow exists just like the now exists. Okay, all right, and that's the shit that and that's the reason why for myself I take a lot of time off doing my journey. Okay, I'll disappear for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Okay, motherfucker, like where you been? I'll be gone. Okay, because I have to process this shit. Okay, we got to understand we've been poisoned for a long time. Okay, so when you start talking to this divine connection with yourself, okay, all right, you go through all these emotions. I remember in 2018, I flat out told my true self, my higher self, get the fuck away from me. Fuck you. I don't fuck with you no more. I went off on myself. Okay, and that energy, okay, I call her she played her role. Okay, she act like she got mad and started crying and shit. Later on, I realized she was playing. Okay, all right, but she was making me feel as if, okay, I was really affecting some shit. Okay, all right, and I got a long story with that shit. All right, but going through all these changes over the years, okay, going through like the way you are right now. 2016, I sound exactly like you, man.
I don't read. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't even read like that. I got all these books. I don't even read like that. It's just
now. It's not about reading. It's not about that. That wasn't the point. The point was you can read and you can tap in. So both worlds can exist. They can coexist. Is what I'm saying.
That's tough for me because so when you say
okay,
tomorrow,
so put it like this, right? As long as you keep saying it's tough for me, it will be.
Okay, all right. Well, let me choose my words more wisely. You said tomorrow and now can coexist, and that's thinking that's time as linear. Time, the present moment is not where the past turns into the future. Because when tomorrow comes, it's gonna be right now. When yesterday was, it was right now. Everything is right now. So my thing is, I remember past lives. I have dreams of past lives. And it's like, how do we connect? Because essentially, if we thinking of time as linear, then we are the Egyptians. We are those beings on this planet that was like God, right? How do I connect in that moment right now? Because essentially, it's all right now, right?
Okay, look what the brother said. Everything is something and something else, fusing together into one thing, living and dying at the same time. That's powerful because that's what this is, right?
So,
This journey is not based upon school information. So when I mean school information, okay, what we're taught in school is that there's only one answer. That's what we're taught in school. Okay, school don't give us the whole the whole breakdown of it all. Okay, like give you an example. Okay, school system don't teach you 1 plus 2. Okay, or what school systems do teach you 1 plus 2 is 3, but they don't teach you 1 plus 2 can equal whatever, because the school system don't know the number 1, okay, represent a man standing straight up. The number 2 is a woman on her knees. Okay, all right. So the man and the woman, which is number 1 and number 2, can equal whatever it is, because man and woman can make 1,000 children. This is what the school system won't teach you. Okay, but according to the school system, they only tell you one thing. Is I think Bobby would say the left hand path. Okay, all right. They only give you one thought, one thing. Yes, no, this is it. Okay. Whereas on the journey, okay, you may have 4 breakdowns for the same shit. Okay, and you sit up here like, well, which is which? There is no which is which. All of them is correct. Okay, just like 1 plus 2 can equal 3, and 1 plus 2 can equal 1,000. It's the same thing. Okay, all right, and then you can look at it 1 plus 2 equaling out to 3. Okay, which 3 being that divinity. Okay, that Isis and Osiris and Heru. Okay, so it's just different ways we have to start opening our minds up in order to see what's going on. Okay, this realm has put us has basically put a matter of fact, they told us put on your thinking cap. They told us to put on your thinking cap. If you cover your head, you're not growing. So we were enslaved from the phrase thinking cap. Okay, we're not even thinking that we putting a limit on ourselves. We don't even know hat on. Okay, we're supposed to be it all. All right. So it's just ways that we can look at this. But like I say, it all goes with excuse me, it all goes with our understanding, right? You know, it all goes with us going through the motions. Okay, that's what it all goes with. Let me let me run through this a little bit, and I want to get into your dreams, brother. Cause motherfucker, okay, you fucked me up. Okay, you like, well, man, reptilian come through, nigga. I'm like, nigga, what? I'm like, yo, let's get into that. You know,
those reptilians. Bobby came to me. C. Freeman L came to me in the dream. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. See, now you can use C. Freeman L, okay, or Bobby, okay, and sit down and have those conversations. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, when you start to do that, that's when the blood gonna start running out your ears. And you could be like, what the fuck is going on? So you mean to tell me and this and that? The motherfuckers gonna start telling you all of that shit is actually one answer. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 3 and 1,000. It's all correct. It's all one answer. You know, shit gonna go crazy.
Because Cthulhu taught me that. Yeah, we gonna get into it.
Okay, all right, hell yeah. Let me pull up one of these real quick. And shit, man, goddamn, we just getting started. I remember our last one, boy. I don't know if we could do it 4 hours, but we went crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, it might get there. I ain't gonna lie, because I got.
Hey, family, listen, family. Me and a young guy right here, on his page, show your page. What's your page on YouTube?
It's Soul SOL_occultist.
Okay, all right, and him and I have a video on there. We going for damn near 4 hours. Powerful build, family.
Oh, yeah, that was a great song. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So let me put this on up here real quick. All right. Okay, let's see here. Mad love to everybody in the chat, man. Rello, okay, OG Mateen, you know what it is. Swanky, the Observer. Okay, who in here? Jay Benz. What's good? What's good? What's good, family? Okay, beautiful conversation I see y'all having in the comments, man. That's always a beautiful thing, man, for us all. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. On this beautiful Sunday, I hope y'all showing moms, or your old lady, or even if you got a goddamn female rock walla in the house, shit. Okay, take her to the park. You understand? Do anything, enjoy yourself today, man. Just enjoy yourself, period, because you're here. Period. Enjoy yourself, man. Okay? And that's what we have to get to the enjoyment part. Yes, indeed. All right. So let's pull this guy up here. We're gonna talk about this, family. We're gonna talk about this nigga. Dez talking about this nigga. Okay. All right. So break it down to me, man. You know what? First let me bring the people in on a little background on Cthulhu. As far as the information goes, family. So you could be with my brother Dez right here as he go into the dream space with this information. Just to kind of shorten it up real quick, Cthulhu, in a sense, comes from a group of beings called the Great Old Ones. Okay, if y'all familiar with Bobby Hemmett, y'all know Bobby used to talk about the Great Old Ones out the Necronomicon, right? So what happened was Cthulhu, in a sense, fell asleep. Okay, all right. He had a city. He had a beautiful city that he used to run, him and his other group of beings. I think they were called some kind of internal things or something like that. And at first they were at war with each other, and then they started to coexist. And what happened after that was they fell asleep. Okay, they fell asleep, and that city basically emerged underwater. Don't that sound familiar? Okay, the city of Atlantis, same story. Okay, all these stories run the same. Okay, all right. The city of Atlantis is simply the fall of consciousness. Okay, right here would be, this was at where Atlantis was. This is the water. Atlantis fell underneath the water. So it's always a story about your physical and spiritual makeup. There's never nothing no further than that. So, oh yeah, okay. So that's always something that we have to think about right there. So just to kind of give you an understanding on Cthulhu, he was called one of the most powerful. Okay, as you can see, the octopus, the octo. Okay, octo meaning 8, the infinite. Okay, the only number that's infinite and it keeps going. The figure 8, it keeps going. Okay, all right. Where it is. If you're mopping your floor, if you ain't doing a figure 8, you ain't cleaning your floor right. You understand? Okay, so that figure 8 is powerful, right? So there's a reason why he's a quote unquote or it is, because according to the mythologies, Cthulhu wasn't really defined as man or woman or female or male. Okay, it was a it in a sense, just like your divine self, a it. Okay, water. Okay, you understand? So with that being said, let's go in, brother Dez. Talk to me, man. Talk to the family.
It was about like 2 years ago. Like, I was just questioning, who am I? So I knew this guy who had a Ouija board. So I'm asking the board, like, who was I in my past life? And it told me I was a priest. I didn't know what that meant. I thought that was like a church, like a pastor, So I started just getting into Lovecraft, like the Necronomicon. It just caught my interest, I don't know why. Now I know why, but it just caught my interest. And I started reading about Cthulhu. And as I'm reading about it, I started having dreams about it. And me and my lady would sleep. And when you sleep, but you up, like the night, like, and I could see my whole room, yet my eyes are closed. And I looked at my ceiling and I seen 8 arms, but it was like an octopus-like arms dripping in black goo coming out my ceiling. And I woke up screaming like, ah. What's wrong? I said, it was octopus arms coming out the ceiling. She started laughing at me. A couple days later, she had the same exact dream. So I'm like, what is this black goo? So I looked up like an octopus ink. I learned that that's melanin. I thought that was like interesting, you know.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. I like that.
So I started having dreams about him every single night. And in this dream, I went deep underwater, and it was a temple. And he came out the temple, and I seen the form of Cthulhu, and it low-key scared me a little bit. So I turned around. As I turned around, it was a dark cave. It was blacker than black, darker than dark. It was like a doorway. I'm not about to deal with him. I'm about to go through this door. As I go through this door, I end up in like another world. It's like a dream within the dream. And I'm looking around this world, and he met me, and when he touched me, I woke up out that dream into my body. And I thought that was interesting, you know. And ever since then, me and this energy Cthulhu been talking to each other. And I'm like, how does this energy exist? And he's only a character inside of like a book. How does he exist? And I started getting these downloads that Lovecraft didn't create Cthulhu. Cthulhu was a channel.
It was a channel.
He channeled him and wrote the book. So he didn't write it. It was only like a funnel.
It was a channel. Exactly.
So like Mickey Mouse, like Walt Disney didn't create Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse already existed. It was channeled into the world for us to experience Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So these cartoon realms actually exist in the mind, and it just took me down a rabbit hole. So that's kind of
okay. So let me build off that real quick about that particular understanding on how that works, right? So this energy ultimately, okay, is the seven lords. So every person, okay, so I'm not gonna say every person. When we start to rise up within ourselves, these seven lords come into being, okay, which ultimately is one, but ultimately is seven, okay. Like I said, is one and the same, right? So what happens is these particular energies, the us's, that's what I call them, the us's, they play roles in order to define or help define your journey. Okay, all right. So let you would have got into more comedic information. Okay, all right. Patah probably would have came to see you. ISIS or whomever, right? Okay, but because you went into the Lovecraft information, that's what your true self saw fit to show you. Okay, in order to get you into a place of expansion, mental expansion. Okay, all right. So our true selves play on us. Okay, all right, into what we're currently into. All right, they don't do things to harm us. You understand? They do things to encourage us, encourage our walk. Okay, so ultimately Cthulhu don't exist ultimately. Okay, but because you will get into that information, the what does exist is the science of the octopus and the melanin, like you said, that the great darkness that comes out of the goddamn. So that exists, the science of it. When you look up the word Cthulhu, matter of fact, let's see here. Let me see. I think I had a little something here, if I'm not mistaken. No, I didn't put it. But ultimately, when you start looking up the science of this stuff, okay, it starts to make sense. You know, like I did a breakdown of the physical octopus. I forgot the name of the octopus, but this particular octopus is so godlike. Okay, all right. If the enemy is coming after him or it's in the water, okay, that motherfucker can literally transform its body into a fish.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about can turn into the color of the fish or whatever it is. Like that motherfucker is vicious, and this motherfucker got 8 fucking tentacles. So how the hell that motherfucker turned into a catfish? That got to be a divine motherfucker. Like I was telling people on that video when I was breaking down the science of the animals and insects, them niggas already gods. We trying to get them.
Yeah, insects, like the world of insects is so dope. Like their body changes, like, oh man, it's crazy.
like they're already on the level that we're trying to get to. So I asked the question to the people during that video. I said, and not to kind of get off topic, but I'm gonna get back. But an ant can lift 100 times its weight. It was either 100 or 1,000 times its weight. So imagine a human able to walk up the street with a bus on his shoulder, a fucking school bus full of children, and you can just walk like that. Okay, so that's what an ant can do. Okay, like it's nothing. Okay, all right. But the reason why the ant can do that is because of their honoring of the feminine energy. Okay, because they move on the queen's call. You understand? Here in the physical, we move on purely masculine energy, and that's why we still suffer today as humanity, not individuals. Okay, because right now, a lot of my quote unquote suffering, I understand it on a much higher level now, that my suffering was never suffering anyway. Okay, it was all about me. It was all about transformation. So it wasn't suffering. I never suffered. Okay, even when I was so-called depressed, I actually wasn't depressed. I was just going through the motions of learning. In order to defeat, because you got a lot of shit inside of you that we have to get past. Okay, niggas was in love with Jesus, bro. Nigga told me something about Jesus. Nigga, I'll jump kick you on your chest. Don't you ever disrespect Jesus like that, nigga. Jesus is a real nigga. You fucking with no Jesus like that. I sound like one of them Hebrew Israel niggas. Okay, the way they be outside that fucking hollering. Okay, all the damn screaming on the corners and shit. But I'm just saying, like, it took a lot to get through that particular understanding. So, but like I said, Cthulhu being the science of the god that fell asleep. Okay, ultimately, Cthulhu is your consciousness. Okay, we all have this great old ones that's trying to be awakened within us. That's why Bobby had to go through the change, because Bobby was still worshiping the deities, and it was never about them. Okay, ultimately, none of them niggas exist. What exists is you. You the motherfucker that will always exist. Okay, as far as here, us doing this work. Okay, and walking this path. All right. So I have something here. No. You had another dream you want to drop on about the reptilians or some shit.
Well, it was a reptilian in the UFO.
Okay, run that.
First, like the UFO, what was interesting about this one was same way where I wake up but my eyes are closed and then I left out my body and I go to my balcony in my astral form and I see this metallic UFO, because that's just how I think about it. And when I went up on this ship, it was these black people that looked just like me. And I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm like happy in the ship and stuff. And the only message that they told me was, I don't even know why they told me. I still don't understand that. It says that we're going to war with the government. I came back like, why did they say that? It was interesting. And then I had another dream where it was.
Hold on. Don't just stumble across that shit. Hold on, because I got something for you. I got something for you with that. Hold on, let me put this up. I got something for you. So there was a government informant. Okay. I think he ended up getting killed or something like that. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken, but nevertheless, he talked about an American base, a USA Navy base in Germany or something. You know how America got bases all over the world.
Yeah.
And so one of these bases, there was a oversized ship that landed on the base. Okay. According to this particular guy and the information he got from some of his friends. So this happened in what I'm getting like the 60s or late 60s, early 70s. And this ship landed, and it was thousands of nothing but niggers that came out the ship. Okay, niggers, just pure niggerdom. Okay, and it was crazy how that shit happened. And I was like, well, damn, okay, because they have people who have heard, just like yourself, who have heard this thing that black people on ships. Now let's get into this, right? So the Seven Lords, here we go again. The Seven Lords play the game here. Okay, like I said, this is not what we think it is. We're in a live video game. This is Ready Player One. Okay, we're in Ready Player One, or Free Guy. Free Guy for sure. Okay. I want y'all to go make sure y'all go see that Free Guy. Okay, Ready Player One.
That's fine.
And what ended up happening was what they'll do is they'll play the game, okay? Because the quote unquote United States, okay, which is not United States, that's just something that they give us to put us in the belief that the government real and all this kind of shit. But ultimately is these quote unquote higher ups, so-called higher ups. They have this technology, okay, that's so far past our understanding is ridiculous. Okay. I was told 40, 50 years ago, okay, they had the PlayStation 5. Okay, that's old shit. Okay, that shit just dropped 4 years ago. But they had that tech damn near half a century. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea. So I put up pictures. Y'all go watch Above Majestic. I put up pictures of Germany. Germany had UFOs. Okay, that's why they were so terrified of Hitler, because Hitler was dealing with niggas. Okay, this is what they don't want to talk about. Okay, so that's why Hitler became public enemy number one. Okay, and Hitler knew all them fake ass Jews and all that shit.
That's who he killed, was the fake ones, right?
Okay, so all that old bullshit. So he went through what he went through. Okay, he became public enemy number one, and the people who control the media control the world. Okay, whoever controls the narrative control the world. That's how all of us became so-called African Americans, because somebody gave us a narrative and we ran with it without asking no questions. Okay, that's what we do. We get a narrative and run with it. Oh man, they killed George Floyd. He was a beautiful person, and George Floyd was a fucking piece of shit. Okay, it is what the fuck it is. Okay, I call it what it is, man. All right, I don't be big up in no motherfuckers, man. No. Okay, motherfuckers be tripping on that kind of shit, but it is what it is, right? We accept narratives and we roll with it. It is what it is. Okay, but like I say, that particular technology was already in existence. So what our seven lords would do, okay, they would, make the shit look cute. So they'll come in every now and again on the ship, okay, and show face a little bit. Hey, how y'all doing? Okay, kind of scare a few motherfuckers. Like, yeah, black people actually run this shit, but they don't.
Oh, you froze.
Okay, and that's the whole. Now we good? We back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We back.
Hey, sorry to cut you off, but
go ahead.
But after I did have that dream, I forgot this part. Probably the most important part of the experience is every Friday for 3 Fridays after that, I'll look up in my sky and I see 3 UFOs in the sky, and they do like a little light show, and then they'll hover over my house, my apartment, and you can see like the triangle lights at each corner, but there was like no middle. It was no middle. It was just light. It was no middle. And like they'll hover on my house and just take off. And it messed me up. Like, hold on, like, did I just see that? And I ain't seen them since though, but it was like last year though. Yep.
Okay, so it makes your question. When that happened, did anybody else see it, or that was just you?
Yo, my lady, and then guess what we was watching right before? What? Guess what we was watching when we seen it?
What's that?
And we just finished that movie called They Live.
Oh.
And after it finished, something told us just to look right, and we both looked right, and we both seen it at the same time.
Okay.
It called us through consciousness, like look right, and it's like sometimes it's like, why did I just look down? Like what in my mind told me to look down? You know?
Right. It's not your mind telling you. It's the seven lords.
You know,
okay? It's your true self. I just did a whole breakdown about that. Okay, how if I'm trying to get a question answered, and next thing you know, I turn all the way around for no reason. What the fuck I'm turning around for? My answer will be right there. Okay, that's how you know the God within you or that supreme energy is rising up. It's taking over your physical. Again, brother, you're dying.
Okay, alien invasion kind of like
the alien. It is happening. The AL. You got the AL, which in Latin is EL. Okay, is the Elohim.
Yeah.
Okay, which is God. It is what it is. Again, you're dying. You don't have to leave your body, man. Okay, you got kids and stuff here. Okay, you got to stay, my nigga.
No,
okay?
I ain't trying to give myself, bro, but thought that I play with. It's a thought that I play with in my mind because I'm a free thinker and I ain't scared to.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. I want to get into this particular. You said Bobby, right? You said Bobby or C. Freeman L come through.
That was 2 days ago. First, C. Freeman L came through and he told me to look up in the stars, but it was in a dream. So I look up, I see all the stars. And then he showed me a book, but I couldn't open it. So, and then I go to the book. It was a Bobby Hemmett lecture, and he said that he was trying to connect the Bible to astrology. So that's when I started making connections with astrology in my own self, and that was interesting. And then Bobby came to me 2 nights ago, and he told me, "Hey, I'm about to introduce you to a reptilian," because he came through my dreams probably like a few times. So he was like, "I'm about to show you a reptilian." I said, he was like, "Don't be scared." I said, "All right, bet." So when he showed me it, he introduced me to this reptilian, and the best way I can explain it, because I had snakes show up in my dreams like many times, like Medusa and these big giant snakes. But this time it was like a humanoid person, but like a reptile with this mix. And I'm looking at his face in the dream, like I realized this was a dream. And I'm like waking up and I'm looking at it, and fear started to creep in. And once fear started to creep in, this reptilian started to prey on me. And then Bobby Hemmett came in and then kind of like intervened. And I woke up out that dream. And I just thought that was interesting.
So, for years, I used to say, "Man, that shit ain't real, man. Fuck that reptilian shit. That shit don't even fucking exist." Yeah. And then, Kobe Bryant made the transition. And, because I'm like, man, that shit ain't real. And like I say, right, it was certain points in my journey where, I was like, man, that shit ain't real, man. That shit don't even make no sense, blah, blah, blah. And I had to be shown some things in order for me to see. And so I remember Kobe coming through, right? And when Kobe came through, he was like, "Yo, that reptilian shit real." What are you talking about, man? Like, this shit's stupid. They always fake ass government talking about they get shit from reptilians and all that. And then he started to change. Okay, so his body went from, because he always come through with the Laker outfit on, wearing number 8. So his legs started to change to this green shit, and I'm like, "Yo, what's going on here?" He said, "I told you it exists." So what ended up happening was I went to go see Above Majestic. So as I'm watching Above Majestic, and I'm gonna connect all this shit, I was watching Above Majestic, and as I'm watching Above Majestic, there's a part in there where this white guy says, he said he was told by this colonel or this general, okay, that in the late 40s or early 50s that they were dealing with the so-called reptilians. But these particular reptilians told them, if y'all want to change the world, y'all have to fix your heart. I said, hold the fuck up. That's a metaphor. Hold. I thought the so-called reptilians was evil and all this, so they're telling you got to fix the heart? What? I said, that's some shit I get from myself, or my divine self, my quote-unquote higher self. I said, hold on, let me check into this. Okay, I tap in, and then I hear It said we play all roles. If they want a reptilian, we'll turn into a reptilian. And now today, okay, ultimately reptilians don't exist, but our true selves play the role. Okay, the true reptilian is the so-called reptilian brain, the way our brain is set up. It looks like that so-called energy. Okay, the brain has the brain stem look like the tail of a reptile, and all this type of shit. Okay, but ultimately, our true selves play the role. Okay, our true self can turn into any and everything. They was Bobby Hemmett. Your seven lords was Bobby Hemmett, C. Freeman L, the UFO, all that shit.
Just anything that I need for my journey.
Anything that you need for your journey. Just like the teacher in class. Oh, you need a pen? Okay, go get a pen off my desk. Okay, oh, you need an eraser? You need paper? Okay, here you go. Okay, all right. You need a folder for this? Okay, this week class, we doing it. Our true selves are the ones that make sure we have everything we need on this walk. Okay, on this walk specifically. Okay, even this conversation is a divine one. Like I always, every time we even connect, it's always a divine conversation. Okay, every fucking time. Okay, so I want to get into this real quick, family. Well, first, hit me with one of those questions, and then we'll get into the Asathoth, because I got some shit about that.
Asathoth for me being y'all, bro. I think the same energy, but
well, I'll put it like this: it is and it's not. It is and it's not, depending on how you look at it.
All right, so let me ask this question. I think this gonna lead up to that question.
Okay.
Lovecraft talked about a lot about beyond the wall of sleep. Beyond the wall of sleep. When I know people that die in their dreams, I feel like they went through a doorway. So I have a lot of dreams where it's like a black, like it's blacker than black in my dreams. Where like I'm like, yo, that's dark, like a black hole. I see it a lot in my dreams. Every time I get to it, I'll wake up before I walk through. And I'll be feeling like it's beyond the wall of sleep. So when you talk about Gnosticism, it says Yaldabaoth created the heavens to rest his mind and the earth to rest his feet. So essentially, I feel that the dream world is the astral world, which is still just an illusion. So beyond the wall of sleep, I feel like it's the Bindu seed beyond, and that's where these great old ones, the outer gods, live. So what Asathoth sit at that midway point of the amenta and creation. It's like a singularity point to everything and nothing. So he's dreaming this world of everything from the singularity point.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you kind of like?
Yeah. So let's get into the beyond the wall of sleep, right? So if we know H.P. Lovecraft was dealing with metaphysical information and he was getting downloads, right?
Yeah.
So beyond the wall of sleep would be the awakening. It wouldn't necessarily be in the dream space itself. Okay, everybody on here, okay, is beyond the wall of sleep. Okay, when you get your ass out that goddamn bed and start to become quote unquote woke, okay, you are beyond the wall of sleep. Okay, now that's one level. Okay, now it's one level. Tell you what I'm hearing. So what you're referring to, okay, on a spiritual level. Now the astral is where the seven lords, our true self, okay, keep us interested in the journey. Okay, so the astral is Cthulhu coming out of the ceiling. The astral is Bobby Hemmett showing up with a reptilian. C. Freeman L coming through. Those UFO, that's the astral. Okay, that'll be the astral. Now, it's not the fact that the astral is an illusion. Okay, it's the fact that that's the learning center. The astral is the learning center. That's where we go to learn certain things. Okay, even in meditation, you go to the astral. Okay, you go there, you learn. Okay, all right, and there's a door in the corner of the learning center. Okay, that goes to a whole nother place. Okay. And beyond that door is when people physically die. Okay. Beyond that door. But you're still here in the physical. So your death and ascension is going to happen while you're still here. Okay. Whereas people who transition to a certain degree wish they were you when they were here in the physical, because they left poison on their seeds that was here. Okay. All right. So when you really start to connect with people who have just transitioned, okay, and you have those conversations, all right, they'll inform you that, damn, I wish I was where you were.
Somebody did that when P&B Rock died. He a rapper.
I know you're talking about, peanut butter and jelly. That's what I call the nigga. Because I'm like, I don't know who the fuck. I'm like, who name is that? P&B? What the hell? Peanut butter? Like, I don't know. Go ahead. I'm listening, man.
He was locked up. Like chained up in the dream. And he asked me just to free him. So I unlocked the chain. And he said, thank you, and left. And I woke up like, what was that for? You know, so I have these symbolic dreams, but it takes me to wake up, and it takes days later for me to just decode it. Sometimes it takes months later just to decode.
That's how it's going to happen. It's going to take time. The reason why is because when you're in a dream space, you know what's happening right there. Okay? But when you wake up, now you're in your cardinal mind. Now you're back in the physical. Now you're like, okay, now your mind have to adjust. Just like the whole conversation of us talking about death, right? Which is the conversation we're supposed to be having. Okay? Because once you break the fear of the so-called death, or understanding on a metaphysical, spiritual level, okay, there's nothing in this reality that can harm you now. Okay, because your mental has switched. Okay, all right, but you seeing that, it takes time for us to get there. That's why for myself, I always tell people, I say, hey man, if y'all out here teaching, okay, and y'all really doing this, don't be on here every goddamn day trying to put out information, okay? Because you serious about this shit, take some fucking time off, man. Sometimes I go missing for months, okay? Because you got to adjust the shit, okay, nigga. You a motherfucking being that is ancient, that has no beginning nor end, okay? And to adjust to that shit, that is not no easy feat, man. Okay, like that's something. That's something like, we can't even fathom, my nigga, what we are. We have 1,000 words we could use. Niggas say the absolute. Niggas say, you know, the all in all, the absolute, this, that, and the other, right? All these different names and phrases, okay, which is cool. It is what it is. But we still can't fathom that shit.
That's okay. Say that. I had meditations where I go beyond thinking, where I don't even need to think, where it's like it was freedom when I go through these meditations where I don't have to think, and then I come back to this body, this mind, and I hide behind thinking. I hide behind my beliefs. I hide behind thoughts, and it's like I'm playing this game of all these masks. It's like multiple personalities, but it's like, who are we beyond thinking? It's like, think about it. It's like, to even label it came from it. So it's kind of like you can't use this world to describe that. It's hard. It's like you can't.
Look what the brother, look at the family, Jay Benz. They're like, this Live is how Sunday church supposed to be. Motherfucking right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The energy coming together, man. Okay. Instead of, and y'all know how the world is today. Melanated people, okay, we fucking hate each other guts. Okay, so especially the my era, the 40 plus, okay, and the young guy here, I think you just made 27, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so people 40 or older and people in their 20s, we're not even seeing eye to eye right now because we think they're crazy, okay, and then they think we too old, okay, to realize what's going on. So for us to be having this conversation, it's awesome. You understand? Because we're going beyond the so-called age limit. Okay? All right? There is no 27-year-old. There is no 40-year-old. There's only God, man. Okay? and this is my reflection. I'm talking to, and vice versa. So it's a powerful situation going on right here, family.
That's
Very
interesting.
powerful
You say that.
situation.
I'm on the Matrix. She was like, she don't pull minds out the Matrix past a certain age. Remember that? It was on the first one when like Neo first got out the Matrix. It said they didn't pull minds out the Matrix past a certain age. But I feel like the older we get so attached to things, and we expect them to be there. So we make all these agreements with things and ideas. It's hard for them to let go.
It's big.
It's hard to let go because you're so attached to a world, and
Right.
like you're supposed to be in the world but not of it, and we become of it. We get, you know.
That's what Jesus say in hold on, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. This particular verse, where he's talking to his people, and of course we understand, we know Jesus is nothing but the self. Okay, we should know that already. Well, I know we know that, the people who listen right now. That boy saying, what is this? John 8, 23, 24. And he was saying to them, you are from below, I am from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world. Therefore I say to you that you will die in your sins. For unless you believe that I am he, you will die in your sins. So basically honoring yourself as God, okay, or honoring yourself as this ultimate being, okay, brings you into the realm space of the all in all. Okay. Hence the all in all, the Earth, Wind and Fire's album. I think that's one of their first albums, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken. No, it wasn't the first. It wasn't the first. I think that one came out like the 70s or 80s, might be. But yeah, okay, we definitely from, okay, the outer limits, like the little show used to come on, right? But you brought up Asathoth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into that real quick. And we're gonna get to some of those other questions you got. And matter of fact, before we do that, you have one more. Yeah, one more question. Or you probably got
no, let's just get into Asathoth for real.
Okay, all right, let's get into it.
I feel like that's the powerful conversation with Asathoth, because I got this thought where I'm the main character of my experience, and I got main character syndrome where I feel I am projecting everything, where this cup, I'm projecting it and I'm creating it in my mind, in my brain, in my mind. Everything exists in my mind. And I think that's the dream that Asathoth is having, that it's all essentially one, you know.
Let's dive in it. Okay, first let's look at the name. Okay, Asathoth or Thoth, right, or Tahuti, right, or Hermes. Okay, so right off the back, we're talking about the supreme thoughts of the self. Okay, which is the ultimate, which is the highest form of energy. Okay, thought, right? So as a thought, okay, that's what we're dealing with. Now we're also dealing with similar to Cthulhu, is the tentacles. Okay, all right, the many levels of the self, or the many aspects of the self, right? And then as a thought is full of eyes all over itself. You understand? Okay, so just off the sheer design, okay, that HP put down through channels, okay, all right, is metaphysical in principle. Okay, the picture itself is supremely metaphysical, family. Okay, all right. So now let's pull this up real quick. Okay, all right. What is the meaning of Asathoth? Asathoth is the greatest god who rules all infinity from his throne, at the center of all basically all chaos, right? So now, let me tell you what I got last night, because I fell asleep I fell asleep on this in this information. Okay, so it walked with me. It traveled with me in the spirit. Okay, so Asathoth, as the God says, as Dad says, he's asleep. Okay, and this reality that we're currently in is a dream of his, or its. Okay, because again, this is not defined by masculine or feminine. Okay, that's something that was created much later. Okay, in order for us to coexist and things of that nature, right? So, so this particular entity, okay, it is the so-called universe. It is the so-called chaos, according to the Necronomicon, right? So, so this energy falls asleep, and it dreams what's going on now. Okay, it dreams everything we're in is a dream of our supreme divine self. Okay, the ultimate, the seven lords of the self. Okay, which is Asathoth, or Thoth, or thoughts. Okay, all right. So with that being said, if we actually sit back and look at this thing, so so I go into meditation. That's how I actually fell asleep. So I go in meditation, and I'm asking questions. I'm like, so matter of fact, so there's a wall right here. Okay. So I kind of sat back on my head back, and I went into meditation. My hand came through the wall. Okay. And the first thing I did when I saw the hand come through, we started playing rock, paper, scissors. So we started doing this shit. We started doing that shit. So I started laughing with that. So that broke the ice right there. So I know this meditation was going to be powerful. So and then because I won and it was mad, I saw the hand do this here. And then the hand moved back through the wall. I said, "Fuck you, motherfucker." But so as I'm going through the motions, okay, a while back I heard a guy by the name of Morg. Okay, that's probably the only cat I even listen to. Now, Morg is actually a white dude, MORGUE. Okay, white dude, motherfucker be on point. That's the only white dude I actually say that's on point. Okay, that nigga more on point than niggas, you ask me. But anyway, so I heard him say this some time ago, and I thought about something that he said. Okay, and I kind of posed the question to myself, and I said, so if is Asathoth a real? Is that a real or a genuine? Not the fact that the deity is real. Okay, is it a real representation of what's going on? Is my supreme self asleep? Okay, in a sense. Okay, so then I hear spirit say, she showed me a pillow. Okay, basically implying that it's asleep. Okay, and then I hear the little white dude's voice say, "Well, how you wake up this ancient being or Asathoth, right? Okay, how do you wake this being up? By you waking up. You wake up higher chambers of yourself through this awakening. Okay, all right. So when we wake up, it wakes up. Okay, so in turn, by it waking up, that's going to in turn bring us to a whole nother level of thoughts, a whole nother realm of thinking. Now, this is where it got. I already knew this, but I didn't all at the same time. That motherfucker say, spirit say in the dream, this when I fell asleep. In a dream, that motherfucker say, the only thing that can unlock the supreme levels of this is understanding, is learning love from the inner, the outer, the upper, the downer, love, everything about the phrase love. That's the only thing that unlocks Asathoth. And I'm like, damn. And then I see an astronaut. Check it out. So I'm seeing the astronaut in meditation. And as the astronaut meditate, I see the word love coming off of the astronaut, and as the word love basically just showers all over this astronaut, he starts to float up. His body became lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, to where he was able to just float around like it was nothing. And of course, the astronaut was used because they bounce around anyway, right? Supposedly, any fucking way, okay. But that's what we're taught from lying ass NASA. But anyway, so when I woke up from that shit, right before I woke up, I heard this thing is about the ascended love in a way that man, that man has never even thought about. Okay, so the true awakening is the true awakening of love, and that blew me away. And then I saw Asathoth wink their eye. Okay, one of the fucking eyes. Here we go. Azathoth is called the blind god.
Blind idiot god.
The blind idiot god, right?
Yeah.
Well, understand this. There's a movie called Bird Box.
That was fire. Yeah.
Okay, came out about 5-6 years ago. In this, I did a whole breakdown of 2018 of this movie. The ultimate science of that movie was the blind people were the supreme gods. Okay, all right. When you were blind, you actually knew what was going on. Okay, only when they made it to the house of the blind, okay, at the end of the movie is when they actually saw God. That's when the birds came out of the box, because they made it to the 7 lords, the crown chakra. Okay, everybody who was walking around without the blinders on was getting killed. Okay, so the true science behind Asathoth being blind, okay, the so-called blind idiot, ultimately is not even an idiot. Okay, it's just the fact of people will call myself crazy, Dez, and everybody else who's watching crazy based upon their idiocy of their mind. Okay, all right. Oh, now something wrong with them niggas. They're talking about some other shit. They're talking about death ain't real. These niggas here local. What the fuck going on? Shit, this shit don't make no sense. I was just watching the news the other day. Shit, the news said the news be real. You know, the news tell me what's good. So we will be called idiots. We will be called stupid. Mm-hmm. But right now, where we are today, we're in the house of the blind. Okay, all right. The blind man is God. Okay, my man Nas say, what he said, he said something about the land of the blind. I forgot how he broke it down. I'll get into that a little later. But just so we can get an understanding, ultimately, what like I said, is how you look at it with Azathoth being Yaldabaoth. Actually, like I said, you can look at it somewhat, but ultimately, Azathoth is your divine self, okay, as you wake up. Okay, ultimately, that's what that energy is. Azathoth, Thoth, Tahuti, Jehute, so forth and so on, is your true self. Okay, and unlocking that shit has to do with nothing but love, man. Okay, like so I heard Panic say the other night, you have to take this shit to another level. Start being polite to niggas. Okay, you know, I remember listening to Said Guru. Said Guru said, make sure, no, what he say? I think he said something about something to the fact of make sure the fool is always right. Okay, give you an example. So and I told a story the other day. I'm at a truck stop, and I'm on the road in the truck or whatever, and I'm trying to eat my little food or whatever. Dude walk up to me. When he sat down, and usually when other drivers sit down, we communicate, we talk, trucking, talk, whatever. But this guy talked about his life and how he went through some hard stuff, and he was like, "But God did this for me. Jesus did this for me. You know, Jesus made this happen." And I was right there with him. Yeah, okay, man, that sounds good, man. You know, shit, Jesus is the reason for the season. Yes, sir. He was like, "You understand me, driver?" I said, "I do understand you, man. Jesus is good, man." You know, I said, "God is good." He said, "All the time." I said, "All the time, God is good." I said, "You have a good day, driver." So I had a friend of mine ask me, "Will you, man, why you ain't tell them that Jesus ain't real? For what? I don't care.
Yeah, I don't do that no more. It's pointless.
Yeah, like it don't make no sense. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make that person feel good in their walk.
I don't know if I like that because
it's okay. It's okay.
That silence and not going with it, and that adversity will help him. It's like the butterfly effect. Just that one instance might set up a series of events that might lead to his awakening. So
okay,
like this is good. What if anger and hate, and because you say love, and the opposite of love is hate. It's the duality. So
that's what we were taught. That's what we were taught by American standards. We were taught that in man's book. I ain't never heard a spirit realm tell me that.
I mean, so when we say love, for me, when I was in 5th grade, I had this experience with this guy. He was my classmate in 5th grade, and he had a hole in his heart. I'm like, dang, dude, like you can't love no more. And like he started laughing at me. he started laughing at me. He said, "What do you think the shape of the heart is?" I said, "Like this." He said, "No, it ain't like so." So when we talk about love, I think love isn't like, "Oh man, I love you, man." I think it's just the observation of the experience.
Well, I'll put it like this, right? You know, again, okay, we are taught things less than, okay, like we talked about earlier. 1 + 1, 1 + 2 is 3, right? Okay, but when you're looking at it from a higher level, okay, in a supreme mind, I go in meditation in 2017. Okay, I had a brother who I marched in the band with, went to school with in the 90s. Okay, my dude Ivan, he died on a motorbike. Okay, and he come through. He bring me into some temple somewhere, and on the walls it was a man standing upright. Okay, and he was like, "Will," no, he called me Boogie Fat. That was my name in school, Boogie Fat. So he said, "Boog, that's the man, the number one." And then it was a woman praying. She was on her knees praying. He said, "Will, that's number 2." I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, so 1 + 2 = infinite." So when we talk about love, okay, as we're taught on this level, okay, we talk about, oh, I was in love with this person. Now, first of all, you can't be in love with another person. In mean inside. How you gonna be in love with something outside? That don't make no sense from the jump.
I never fall in love again.
Okay, so that whole thing, right? So at the end of the day, right? So we're taught things from the mundane level. We're taught things to stay, quote unquote, deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid in a sense. Okay, all right. So just like I said, 1 + 1, 1 + 2 = 3. But then on the higher level, 1 + 2 = infinite. Same thing with love. Okay, there's the human love, okay, which ultimately is a fraudulent love. Okay, extremely fraudulent. Okay, because I never saw nobody beat somebody as man, I killed her because I loved her. That's fraudulent as fuck. Okay, all right, we throw that shit around, but in the same breath, that's what humanity is. Humanity is stuck we are submerged in a place of imprisonment in the mental. Okay, so there is no love in a prison people. Okay, there is no love there. Okay, we have remnants of certain things here and there, but there is no supreme love. Now, once you start to elevate, there's going to be things that happen that's going to be. Give an example. It's what I'm hearing. Cthulhu coming from the ceiling. That's love. Bobby and all them boys popping up. That's love. Okay, it's different. It's not the same. Okay, even though, check this out now, even though you don't have the same feeling, right? Because when we're taught love, that we got to be in love with somebody, or we don't have an understanding yet due to where we are spiritually and physically or mentally, is that nigga coming through the ceiling. Okay, you seeing quote unquote UFOs and stuff. All that shit is a whole nother realm of love. Again, okay, that door beyond sleep. Remember that door I talked about? The door, what you brought up, and then I called it a learning center, and then I said they got that door over there in the corner. Mm-hmm. That's the level of love that we have no clue about. Okay, that we're learning about, and when you start going into that door and experiencing that love, your life will never be the same. Okay, so until we can understand that, we won't understand what love is. We'll never understand what love is because we are still learned behavior. What you gave me of what love is learned behavior.
Yeah, like where I'm at now with the love is as my human mind, it's like ever since I was a baby, reality has been defined for me.
Exactly.
Now where I'm at right now, I'm starting to question everything in my mind. Is this even a pencil?
Exactly.
I'm questioning things
that could be a fraud.
Like I'm holding things that I hold strong as the truth. I'm questioning everything. So for me, love is not this or that. It's like I am love. Like that's just what I am. I don't have
right.
I am. So for me, it's like if I'm thinking about like the yin and the yang symbol, how I've been taught is love is the opposite of hate. So I put it on the yin and the yang. So my love is the observation of the experience. When I see somebody angry and they're yelling at me, just me observing it can be love.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how angry is not the opposite of love. Angry is an ignorant emotion due to trauma. Okay, we don't meet anger until something happened to us as children. Okay, we don't meet anger until we see it from parents. We don't meet anger until we see it from cousins or friends. Other than that, we don't have anger. Anger is a learned emotion. Okay? This is something that we don't understand and we don't want to face. Why? Because our ignorant selves, we have this thing that we hold on to. Well, you saying I ain't a real nigga no more? Well, you saying I ain't this? Nah, see, this is the thing, right? We don't want to accept the fact that love is that anger is no different than Jesus. It was given to you. Okay, all right. I never saw an angry 1-year-old in my life. I never saw an angry 2-year-old. The only time I see a 1-year-old might be a little pissed off because they're ready to suck on the titty and get some good milk going on.
You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, I've never seen an angry 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old until somebody said that. Okay. So little bro put a Rumi. Rumi said, "Love isn't an emotion; is your very existence. Asathoth is love itself." And through Asathoth, it falls to sleep. Okay, and right now the only way we can get back to Asathoth, which is this, is through a deeper ascension of what love is.
So you're saying love is the self.
Love is the self. Okay,
I don't know self. I'm still learning stuff every because I literally.
Well, look. I'll put it like this. This is what again, right? You know, I told people get into the words. Right, and I put this in the comments last week. Well, no, this week sometime. So let me spell self. Okay, let me spell the word self real quick because the answer is in the word. It is in self.
Where?
Okay, now, so you have self, and then you have the real science of the self, which the EL sits right in the middle. Okay, so when we talk self, we're talking about the L, we're talking about God, we're talking about the Elohim, which is the ultimate. Okay, all right. Once we understand that, it's a whole nother ball game going on. Okay, so to say self, so when people talk about self-care, that's not going to the gym. Gym is not self-care. Getting this knowledge, being on this live right now with the people in the comments, this is self-care. This is self-love. Getting levels of information that most people didn't even know existed. Okay, so if you look at the word self, you got EL right in the middle of it. Okay, which is again, like I said, the Elohim or your true self. Okay, so self, the soul. If you just simply take off the word soul and just put love. Okay, that's all that exists is love. We leave the body today or tomorrow. The only thing that will exist is love. The only thing that will exist is love. That's it.
So where I'm at, where I'm at right now, what it is, I learned how to watch myself do action, so I can watch myself write. And I'm not actually doing the writing, but I can watch myself doing the writing. So I can do two plans at one time in my own mind. So we talk about anger and they're all emotions that I allow to exist within the mind. I don't fight it. I just allow them to exist. So you say love is the self. I'm still learning the one who sits behind it all.
Right. And it's okay. And that's good.
So essentially, since I don't really truly know self, I feel like when you know self, you master this. You know, you master it. So since I don't know self completely, then I don't really have true love.
And that's the thing, right?
I don't have it. I'm not aware of it.
We're all trying to get to the absolute love because I don't care what we break down. I don't care what we look at. Okay. Love always prevails through everything. Okay. That's the only thing that prevails. Okay. Let me tell you something about war. Okay. So that's one thing that we're taught that war, man, war, and all that. The majority of these wars never even fucking happen because they don't have the authority to set up wars. And all the reason why I'm bringing that up is because of this quote unquote anger thing and all these narratives that we have accepted. Okay. All right. Go watch the movie Wag the Dog. And Wag the Dog, they use Hollywood to create wars. Okay. So how we know World War I, II, all Desert Storm, all that shit wasn't just created through Hollywood. Okay. And I'm saying that to give an understanding. I'm saying that to give an understanding of this so-called anger shit ultimately don't even exist. Okay. Again, learned behaviors aren't real. Learned behaviors are what they are. Learned behaviors is something given to you that's not you. Okay. It's like the me and the my, right? The my is the physical body. The me is the love, the soul, the true self. Okay. So whatever. So when they talk about and the God has mentioned this in my class a couple weeks ago, ADW, I think she's still on here, where the 42 laws of my aunt talk about I didn't, what they say, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. Basically,
you feel me?
Yeah. But this nigga here, bro. Hey, that's what I be saying. Like that's how you know the energy be working, man. Okay, that's how you know it's real. Okay, Israel. That's how you know it's real. It is what it is, right? So if you look at it, right, the true self, the you, hasn't did anything. It's the physical body that has did a lot. Me and Isaiah were talking about that last night. Okay, all right, the physical body do all type of shit. You haven't did a motherfucking thing. Okay, all right. So we are enslaved by our own body. Okay, that has enslaved the me. Once we understand that the my is not even a real thing, the me can become free at this point. Okay.
Like this spell that was put on the great old ones was just the brain. So it's the me and the mind, same thing. And there's this quote I heard, it says, to die before death, to realize that there is no death.
Hey, look, hey, see me hearing that look like, see, everything that's given to us is all breakdowns of the ascension, all of it. That right there, as soon as you said, I never heard that quote before. But just me hearing it in the mindset that I have currently, I always say currently because I don't know, because tomorrow I might be a Mario brother, okay? But today I'm still Will right now, okay? All right, as I think I am anyway, okay? But you saying that, I hear the consciousness, I hear the level, and the so-called curse, and that's a whole thing too. So let's talk about the so-called curse. If is it a curse, or is it our true self falling asleep?
That's a good question.
Is that a curse? It don't sound like a curse to me.
I mean, it's a paradox where it is, but it's not. I feel
it is, but it's not. Okay, I'm with you.
It's like a paradox.
1,000%.
It's just I'm noticing that everything that's happening on TV, our phones, and the media, it's like these mass rituals that everybody is acting out as actors, and they're playing it out like a play, and we're watching it as it's real, and we're filling our minds up with information that's useless, and we're giving it a space to exist by believing in it. And I feel like my belief in this is what makes it real. So I feel like we just turn the TV off, get off the phone, stop filling our mind with information, and become empty. That's when the answers start to come to me. When I retreat from the world, and I start to pay attention to my own life, like the little details in my life where you said where you might turn around like the car, you get the answer. Like I don't have to look at my phone and be entertained by the outside world. I feel like the outside world is the curse. It is the distraction, the great illusion that keeps me from myself, because it's always something where I create goals. Say I want a house. Now I create goals in time and space. And now when I finally get the house, I'm like, now what? I get money and I say, now what? I want sex and it's like, now what? So it's like nothing here truly satisfies me. It's just a story. But this story, you saying that we're supposed to be here. It's hard for me to accept that.
But it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, right? As long, but the reason why I say it's cool is because I didn't have nobody to really tell me, as far as me being on a journey, I really didn't have nobody to tell me that, where I was at that point in time, that there's so many levels past that. Okay, all I had was, it was me and the family, and we were all, on the same frequency trying to figure this shit out, so I didn't have that energy that was like, hey, it's okay, understand, there is tomorrow, there's always going to be another level of you. Okay, that's why I'm saying now, there's always going to be tomorrow and the now happening simultaneously. Okay, all right, so that's the beauty of this thing. But the thing about this too, don't stop. Whatever you do not stop this walk.
I'm so hungry. Like I'm so hungry to know that it's just, it drives me, but I can't even put it in words how I feel, because it's not depression. I just know this is not my home, and I can do a bunch of stuff because I'm not a human doing. I'm a human being, but I can do a lot of stuff because essentially, for example, they give you a new iPhone. It's the same thing. They just wrap it up and repackage it, and they call it new. Essentially, we're not doing anything new. It's just the same old.
Yeah.
It's like everything I get, I'm looking for the next thing. And it's like, why are we here?
I mean, so hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Because I wanna get to this before we even think about jumping off this thing. Because I think it's a real important part of this thing, man. Hold on, let me see here.
I do want to say one thing for you.
Go ahead, brother.
It's like I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of watching videos, lectures, meditation, to the point I said forget all that stuff, because essentially everybody who's trying to teach me something is still here too, doing the same thing, buying toilet paper and eating it. It's like everybody's doing the same thing, trying to teach something. It's like nope. It's like since we're not doing nothing, it's like the blind leading the blind. It's like if you really have power, show me. And we're only speaking words and ideas, and we hide behind these ideas. And it's like, what's the point of it? We just jaw jacking. At the end of the day, we have this powerful conversation, and I'm gonna leave and get sucked right back into the matrix. Get sucked right into it.
So that's a good well, I'm not gonna say good. I'll say it's the walk, it's the journey. Okay, it's definitely the journey. Oh, let me show you this real quick. Okay, we're going right here. It's definitely the journey. Okay, let me add this real quick. All right. So so the thing about how we get so stuck in this thing, right? The extraterrestrial us, which is the real you, which is the supreme love, okay, we get caught up in the false reality, the terrestrial. The word terrestrial simply means of earth. Extraterrestrial means not of earth. Okay. Yeah. The biggest issue is the fact that your consciousness sometimes don't know what is what. Okay. So what happens is you have to help your consciousness out by giving it more divine understandings. Okay. So give you an example. This is why meditation is so important. Okay. So what you just said was, hold on, let me pull this up. So what you just said was we just jaw jacking, right? Which I can understand that, but this the thing, right?
Yeah.
I had some people tell me that a while back, but they didn't say it like that. But what they said was, man, if we so-called God, show me how we God, right? But the thing about this walk is this, okay? This ain't no David Copperfield shit. Okay, this ain't no Vegas Showtime at the Apollo. You understand, where niggas doing card tricks. Yeah. All that shit is fake. Okay, if you really want to get to this shit, okay, go sit your ass down before yourself and you have them divine conversations. If you really want to see what this is, okay, all right. I've had over the years, right, and this is just my personal experience. I had one goddess, okay. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So I said something about Oshun. I think I said something about me and Oshun used to be humping. Okay, be tearing that ass up, right? So this particular lady got pissed off, did a whole goddamn video about me. Fuck Will, he's stupid, you don't know what he's talking about. Boom, boom, boom. A year later, she died. Okay, a year later, she died, and she died giving childbirth, and she transitioned. So I'm driving a truck. Now I don't know this information. Okay, I didn't know that she had some complications and stuff like that until I looked at my phone. I saw a brother say something, man, R.I.P. to the such and such. I said, oh, I know her. I said, that's the one who was talking about me. Yeah. Okay. Next thing you know, an energy comes stand right here next to me. I'm driving the truck. The energy stand right next to me. And then whoever the energy was the energy had her. And had her to look at me. Okay. So when she looked, she like, oh shit, this nigga wasn't lying. I thought he was making some shit up. So they were showing her that, like, some of us, okay, put out information. All right. We put the information out. You have to do the work. Okay. I can say 1,000 different breakdowns. Okay. But if you not personally doing the work, ain't nothing nobody can do for anybody on here. Okay. All right. And that's the thing when I tell people, right, that we can't worship niggas. We got to get the fuck out of this. Oh, I look up to Bobby, man. Bobby, oh yeah, I got nothing but love for Bobby. I look at you know, I always say I stand on Bobby's shoulders, and Panic, Dr. Delbert Blair as well, and but at the end of the day, All right, I can't worship them niggas. It is what it is. I have to do my own work. Okay, and because people out here would have you in the belief, okay, that you are a fucking character off the Disney Channel, okay, and you can go outside and think about it, make a call fly, okay. That's how we looking at this shit. We're looking at this shit from commercial. This shit ain't commercial, okay. This shit get rough sometimes. So if you really want to get to it, first you have to identify the mind. Once you identify the mind, the other things can start to play out. Okay, then you can start healing the body with the mind. Then you can start making certain things activate with the mind. But first, the mind has to know that it is. Hold on. The mind has to know, okay, that it is not the my, but the me. The me is the extraterrestrial. The my is the terrestrial, which is the false you. If the mind still believes in the false you, okay, then nothing can happen for you. But once the mind gets to the extraterrestrial level and realize, oh shit, I'm God, okay, then you can start the healing techniques with yourself. Then you can start getting a lot of shit done using just the mind itself. This is when all the altars and shit, all the candles, all that shit get thrown out the fucking window because you don't need it anymore. Okay, all right. So I do understand exactly what you're saying. But the flip side of that is, if you don't personally do the work, anybody can call it, we can call it jaw jacking all day long, right? Yeah. But if you don't do the work, or if anybody don't do the work, because this is all of us in a sense. So I'm glad you brought that up. So if people don't do the work, it's gonna always sound like we just talking. Until spirit see fit, or your true self see fit to show you that is real, i.e. Bobby coming through, i.e. C. Fremanel coming through, Cthulhu coming through, so forth and so on.
Yeah. I mean, that's powerful. I'm a skeptic, man. Like I'm skeptical. Like I'm just skeptical about everything. Like I'm questioning, even do I exist?
Hell no, you don't exist. No, you do not exist. Hold on. You exist, but you don't.
Paradox, dude. It's crazy.
Hold on. Put this other thing back up. That shit be tripping. Yeah. So you exist and you don't all at the same time. Okay. You don't exist. Okay, because we understand this is an illusion, right? But you do exist because you're here having the experience. Okay. So again, both exist at the same time. Okay, that's like the same thing. Dimensions, right? So I can prove to you that dimensions are real right now. Okay. All right. So you can put Jesus in the comments, not in the comments, you can put Jesus on YouTube right now and watch how many people believe in Jesus, right? Yeah. And then you can put in the same comment, in the same bar, I am God, and watch how many people pop up saying I'm God. So just then I showed you dimensions. The word dimension don't have to be some shit on Star Trek. The word dimensions don't have to be some shit on the Avengers. Okay? All right. The true dimensions is the level of the self. That's all dimensions are. Okay? All right. There are some people who are going to only be in that learning center, and then they got niggas like us who are going to go in that damn door and go beyond the mind of death. Okay? Dimensions. Okay, as simple as that. Sometimes we can overthink the fuck out this shit.
But is that good? Because like you keep saying overthink. And if
so this is what I mean. This is what I mean, right? This is what I mean by overthink. Okay. All right. Or simplifying things. Okay. So what happens is this. Okay, due to our European thought process. Okay. What happens with us is, and the European thought process is in all schools. Okay. All right. I don't give a fuck how black these niggas think they are. Okay. They call themselves everything that got to do with the so-called European. Okay. So we want to become the great intellectual. We want to use every word the dictionary ever had. Okay. That's why certain brothers out there, I'm like, hey, you all right, brother, but that shit means nothing. You're a wordsmith. Who gives a fuck?
I got you.
Okay, all right. So what happens with us is because of this Europeanized thought, okay, that the Moors brought down to our nigga asses, okay, on the physical level, which I don't even know if I believe that. Like, but that's a whole other conversation.
It is.
But due to that particular mindset, okay, we become over analytical of everything. Okay, well, what's going on here? You know, I'm a philosopher, so because of that, do you think this is that or this or that? Like Elijah Muhammad said, if you can't make a fourth grader understand you, you shouldn't be speaking. And I thought that was profound. Okay, because a lot of times we will overthink these situations, and because of our learned behavior, because there's learned behavior as well. Okay, right? Because a baby, check this out. How old is your baby again?
Like a month and a half.
A month and a half. Okay. When the baby is hungry, he let you know, right? Okay. All right. So look, how many words did he use for that?
When.
Okay. All I'm saying is we become these great, try to beat these scholars and all of this and think that shit means something, when in fact we can keep shit simple. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. We can keep shit simple, okay? But because we want people to be, you know, I used to say this on video and at fucking lectures in person, okay? I used to say, these niggas out here teaching to get their dicks up. Okay, all right. They're trying to impress the woman with all these fucking words, okay, and wearing all these immaculate chains and all this shit and all that. Nigga coming through with the fucking the this and that. Nigga coming that bitch can't even walk. They got so many on their fucking neck. It's like, bruh, for what, bruh? Why?
No, that was me though. Like when I first walked into like the information, I was still a nigga. So I'm a
Well, I'm telling you, that was all of us. But that was all of us. But I saw something beyond that. I'm talking about beyond the wall of that shit. Okay. I'm talking about this was supreme niggatry. Okay, amen. Supreme niggatry. So what happens is we take that kind of thought process. Okay, and we bring it to the masses, and we try to make the masses look at us in a certain esteem. Okay, to where they can worship us. Shit ain't about that, man. Okay, so that's what I mean about overthinking. It's not a shot at you or anyone. Okay, it's just the fact of simplicity will get the job done much faster than how we do a lot of things, because the soul self, the love self, don't give a fuck if you know the square roots of 1,000.
None of this. I dig that. But okay, so I think that's powerful that like we said that we got this European mind, but if we talking about prophecy, we seen this coming thousands of years before it happened. So it was supposed to happen. It was supposed to.
Right, and that's what you said, a paradox. So, and that's why we're here. We're here, and we're going through it, and it is what it is. We're finishing off a video game created from a dream.
So I'll be saying this a lot. So I said today, like, dang, what more can I learn? And then next month, I know, like, I come into lesson more knowledge. Like, dang, like,
and that's good.
You know,
that's good. That's good, so that people can hear that. So. Like I said, the more you sit in this journey, like one of my OGs on here, I don't know if he's still on here, but he used to tell me years ago, you grow through what you go through. You grow through what you go through. So without conversations like this, without this particular dialogue, you know, a lot of people can get gems out of this. Okay, and it can actually help a lot of people, you know. So it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing that we did this, you know, for sure. You got any more questions? And then we're going to take some questions from y'all, family. If y'all want to ask my brother Daz a question here, go ahead and put it in the comments, and then we're going to jump on off this thing, family.
All right. I think we hit everything that all right. You said you ain't messing with it, but
Okay, go ahead.
have you ever heard about the what's that dude's name who's in Africa, and like some people say he died, but some people say no, he ain't died, he was in prison.
Who, Mandela? The Mandela effect?
Okay. So like the Berenstein Bears and the Berenstein Bears, like
Yeah.
So that's playing with memory, right?
John F. Kennedy and all that whole shit. Yeah.
So check me out. So when I will wake up, this might be a far out thought, but
It's not.
To say today was not my first day ever here, and I just remember my past, and we will just insert it, So memory.
Okay. All right. So all right.
Too far?
So here we go. 2 months ago. Was it 2 months? Maybe 2.5 months. Okay. And my little bro Isaiah can attest to this. I said the same thing.
For real?
Okay. About 2-3 months ago, I'm walking around this bitch like, motherfucker, prove to me yesterday existed. Okay, how the fuck I knew? Okay, all right, like somebody could have put a fucking chip in the back of my head while I was asleep and gave me a thought that I went to the store yesterday, that I was in a car yesterday, or 2 weeks ago, that 2 weeks even existed ago. Yeah. Like what the fuck? Like so what happened was when I went down that tunnel, and I was in that motherfucker because I was calling everybody, hey, prove to me yesterday existed. Yeah. Damn, Will, bro, why you always calling nigga with some shit like this? Yeah. How the fuck can I prove yesterday existed? I say you can't prove that shit. Nobody can. You can't prove to me that the earth is real. All you can prove to me is that somebody told you that what we're standing on is a fucking ball. That's all you can tell me. Okay, all right. But according to the full agreements, okay, everything around us is a bunch of agreed upon thought forms. That's it. Okay, all right. You can't tell me none of that shit. You go outside and say the sky is blue, nigga. I say the sky is brown. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Not for real. That's
okay. I went off.
Because reality is defined for us, and we believe it.
Right. Everything is defined for exactly. So it's like everything is learned behavior. Everything is learned behavior until it's not. The objective is, put it back up. The objective is to get back to the nothing, the real you, the love itself, the soul self, the Asathoth, the 7 lords of consciousness. I like that. I'm gonna roll with that. 7 lords of consciousness. Yeah, I'm gonna hold that down. The movie Green Lantern came out about 10 years ago, family. Go watch that movie. Okay. All right. It's all heart chakra work. Okay. It's all work on dealing with the heart. Okay. And they actually show these 7 lords. Okay. All right. They actually show this shit. Okay. And sometimes the so-called 7 lords, okay, again, your true self will play roles to you. Okay. Your true self will sit on one shoulder as the devil, and they'll sit on the other shoulder as the angel. Okay, and they'll act like they're against each other, and you'll be in the middle. You'll be trying to figure shit out the whole time. There's only one entity playing both sides of the damn coin. Okay, all right. But as you grow, you'll find this type of stuff out. So y'all put some questions in the comments, man. Go ahead and put some questions in the comments. Okay, we got one right there from J Benz. 0 from 1 P said, what can you do with the power that you have? Okay. We all got the power. It's simply what you do with it. Okay. All right. You see that, Des? What you think about that?
It's like I don't know my true potential, and I'm still trying to find out what is my true potential, what is my true power to even wield it. So that's kind of just where I'm at with it. It's like I can do little things, like when I'm driving the car, I will use my imagination to imagine the green car, car right up, but I'm still just exploring my true potential. I don't know my
and that's all we can do now, because we still in a certain physical state. This is key. we're still in a physical state. But the last thing I heard coming out the dream was, this is physical because we heard somebody say that. We're told that the spirit world is somewhere else because somebody told us that. How we know we are not in the spirit world
right now?
Right now. The only thing that exists is nothing. No thing.
As Asathoth, essentially, for real, still.
You know,
Same thing.
This is the great dream that we're in, you know? So okay, here we go. We got a question right there. How can we dream intentionally about something? What you think about that, Des?
For me, I do a lot of dream work, and every night you always have one last thought before you take off. So I use that last thought, and I'll be intentional as I close my eyes. Also, if I want to work with a certain energy, like I create my own ritual, so I get a sigil and I sleep with it under like my pillow. This just to make me believe. Like I have to convince myself. And my last thought is working with this energy and asking the question, and usually it works every morning. And when I wake up in the morning, before I move my body and start thinking about my day, I ask myself to recall memories of what I just experienced, and then I write it down instantly, and usually it works every time for me.
Okay, that's dynamite, man. That's dynamite. Darius Mack, what's good, family? How you doing? Okay, yeah, that was dynamite, man. Dynamite answer, man. Anybody else? ADW, what's up, mama? I know you said something earlier, girl. You've been putting all kind of shit up in there. You got any more questions on there? I kept asking her herself, what is love? What is real love? I never got my answer in words. I felt it. Woo! This is overwhelming peace that has had me crying for weeks. I now feel love. That's dynamite. That is dynamite right there. Questions, family. Questions before we get off here. Tribal, how you doing, family? How you doing? Like I say, family, subscribe to the God's channel. Soul Occultist. Put that in the comments at the bottom there, Des, if you could. You just click on the little thing right there and put it on in there so the people can see what it is. And go and get it popping. Questions, family, before we get off here.
This was a dope conversation, man. Did it work?
As always, man. As always. You know, hold on, somebody. Okay, all right. Hold on, you put that in here. Let me see. All right.
That's right. You said something about the insects, man. Hey, it was a couple of weeks ago. I had like a praying mantis on my car for like 3 days straight. He ain't want to get off my car for 3 days straight. So I started like dreaming about talking to this praying mantis. Man, it was crazy.
Man, that's dope, man. It's crazy. Go watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, one of the people is a mantis. It's the little chick up in there. She got the little tentacles.
Yeah.
With the eyes. Question: Have you ever heard of the crystal oil? What you think about that? That sounds like something Bobby said back in the day too.
Bobby said that was melanin, but that's what he said. I personally don't know. I haven't studied it.
Okay. Well, yeah. I've heard of it, Goddess. I've heard of it, but I like the guys say that's something I haven't looked into. But as far as crystal oil, I don't know if that's a physical thing. But spiritually, we know what that is. Spiritually, of course. But you might be talking about physical, huh? Okay, here we go. When we talking about how the Moors are really the ones behind this, ain't that really just symbolic to the battle within? Because by saying the Moors flipped on us, that's still kind of pointing the finger. Okay. Hey Raymond. Okay, that's a smooth little thought right there. You know, smooth little thought, because ultimately, okay, at the end of the day, Moors, us, okay, we one and the same, right? So it's not necessarily pointing the finger. Okay, like when I break that down, right? Well, it is pointing the finger. You're right. When I break that down, I talk about how we did this to ourselves, right? You know, I always tell people if you want to know what happened, what truly happened to so-called black people, look in the mirror. We did this to ourselves. You know, we did this to ourselves. I remember you said something about you ain't point. Don't even think history exists. And I
Your history's hard.
color it, huh?
Your history is funny. Like, I don't know just between if they came out the caves, if that's even true.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it right now. Like. So even the whole Moors thing, like I used to hold on to that until when I come out. Like when I came out the hospital, coming into 2022, it was a transformation of thought. I was like, man, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I don't even know what is no more. All I know is, okay, I'm sitting here talking, but fuck, is that a figment of my imagination? You know, so it's like, hey, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Raymond, that's a great point though, family. It is. Darius Mack, when meditating, how can you tell it's really something else communicating to us and not us controlling the visualization? Okay, so let me jump on that one. So doing my meditation sessions with people, what I do is, because I get a lot of people that say that, well, Will, like, so you give me a guided meditation and you tell me to go on the beach or whatever it is, right? So as you give me this guided meditation, you know, that's me, right? That's me. So this is what happened. This is how I get people, okay, to understand higher, okay? So when people go to the beach, okay, all right, give you an example, Des, real quick, okay? Remember how we did a meditation on the last video?
Oh yeah, that was powerful. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So look, I'm gonna ask you now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that beach again. Remember that beach?
I'm already there.
You're already there. Okay, so what's around you?
The sand is like on my feet. Water's right in front of me. Sunset.
Okay, all right. You see any people out there?
No, it's just me.
It's just you? Okay, look around. Look in the sky.
Clouds and just blue.
Okay, all right. So now my question would be this. Okay, is the water? Do they have a little current out there?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you: is it you making the water flow, or when you got to the beach, it was already doing that? That's a good question. Okay, so that's the same thing. That's the same thing with Darius Mack asking about how you know it's yourself, right? So when you get into these meditative states, okay, like say you go to grandma's house or grandpa's house, right? Or who transitioned years ago or something like that, and you walk into the kitchen and there's a pot on the stove. You didn't imagine that pot being on the stove, but it was there anyway. You're like, how the fuck that pot get on the stove? But we don't think about that. Okay, so when I get in these sessions with people, okay, the first thing I ask is, okay, do you smell something? Okay, and nine out of 10, maybe 9 or 8 out of 10 people that I do a session with, they'll say, damn, smell like greens and onions and chicken being fried, and because you're tapping into an emotion that goes back a long time ago, okay, and also those 7 lords, which I'm about to build off that shit going forward, okay, all right, I like that shit, I like that a lot. So you start to tap into an energy to where you could even smell what's going on, even going out to the water, you can smell the freshness of the water. Matter of fact, standing in the water, okay, all right, many people have felt a coolness, okay, depending on where you are when you put your feet in the water, okay. So certain things can take over to show you that, oh yes, this is a real situation happening, and it's not just your mind, okay. But that takes you actually getting into the meditative process. So as long as you keep doing that, Darius, it's gonna open up, boy. it's gonna open up like a $40 special in the hood.
Just to build on that, like I feel like so I've been exploring myself of what lies beyond our five senses. How many more senses do we have? Like how all birds know to fly a certain direction, of how all animals in the sea know to meet up at this beach. You know, what senses do we have beyond our five? You know, so I've been exploring those in my.
And that's a great question because again, like we have so-called proof, okay, that they got a goddamn jellyfish. It's called the immortal jellyfish.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, this motherfucker live forever. As long as nobody eat it or anything like that, it can live. Okay, anytime it gets older, it would reverse itself back to its adolescence and live again. So these animals are ascended past us, but we supposed to be the ones running the show. How the fuck that go? Okay, like we ain't doing something right, and that's where the love come in at. That's where the love come in at. You know,
that's Marvel. Like they study an ant, and now he an Ant-Man. Got bit by a spider, now he's Spider-Man.
Right? Ain't that something? The animal is what it is.
Yeah.
James, what's going on, family? Any more questions, real quick, before we get off here, family? Any more questions? Any more questions? All right. We're gonna wait a couple more seconds, then we're gonna jump off here. Make sure we make sure we don't miss out, because sometimes this thing I have a little slight 5-second delay or something. Somebody trying to put a question in there, and I don't want to miss nobody real quick. But don't look like
starting to see things in like a different perspective. I'm hard here. It's like once I see it, it's hard for me to unsee it. Like it's like it be in the head, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that's the journey, man. That's the journey. And again, even the quote unquote, you know, having a hard head, pause. You can't even say shit no more these days. God damn. But you know, that's learned behavior. You know, all of it is still learned behavior. You know, my mom used to tell me, boy, hard head make a soft ass, boy. Keep playing here. I was like, man, y'all be trying to jump me and shit, man. You know. Fuck, man, shit, motherfucker, boy. But definitely, man. You know, like I say, man, for both of us, man, one foot in front of the other if we trying to make this thing happen. You know, one foot in front of the other, and always look at the situation where no matter how much we want to talk about, we can say this is an illusion, this is that, you know, this ain't real, that ain't real. Well, we here.
Still here.
We still here. Okay, so it got to be some kind of method to the madness. Okay, and that's where you can start to open up Pandora's box, because you're still here for something. Okay, all right. As far as we know, to the mundane eye, you have on a black shirt with a necklace. Okay, I got little Yoda right here. Okay, and that's it. That's all we can really hold on to. Okay, and move forward with that. All right. So with that being said, family, we're gonna jump off this thing, family. So y'all know what it is. Like I said, hit my man up on his page, So Occultist, SOL_occultist. All right. Subscribe to his page and all that good stuff. Y'all know what it is, family. You stay on there. You stay on. And then, you know, we chop up after this. But yeah, family, y'all know what it is, man. Peace, y'all.
Later.
Peace.